guys, brand new podcast. And the Birdie Boy Relapse Tour is back in full effect. And we are kicking it off September 8th at Red Rocks Amphitheater at 7:30 p.m. in Morrison, Colorado. That is Red Rocks. I am performing at Red Rocks. There are few tickets left. I think it's a 9,000, 10,000 seater. I'm not sure what our capacity is. And we have 1,000 tickets left. So get your tickets to see me at Red Rocks. I will be there to see Jimmy Buffett the night before and the night after. Las Vegas, Montgomery, Alabama, Augusta, Charleston, Charlotte again, Atlanta, Georgia, Cedar Rapids, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Peoria, Illinois, Sioux City, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Tallahassee. I'm coming back to Tallahassee, everybody. First time in 22 years, I think. Jacksonville, Hollywood, Fort Myers, Washington, Boston, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Rockford, Cleveland, Austin, Grand Prairie, Sugarland. Look, I'll be on tour all year. I'm doing New Year's Eve at Philadelphia. So I will see you on the road. I'm so excited. But yes, I am going in for surgery Thursday. I am very nervous. We have a great podcast for you today. But I'm going to surgery Thursday. If you, I know that there's a lot of people that are straight up atheists, and I'm very cool with that. But if you're not, say a little prayer for your boy. 2:30 on Thursday, Pacific Coast time. If you listen to podcasts with Leanne, I did. I am my OCD and anxiety is kicking in pretty heavy, but we're good. I got the couple thing. This is the thing that it's an hour surgery. I fucked my for everyone. I should say you'll hear it on Two Bears next week. But I fucked my tendons in my left arm up in the movie. I tripped while acting, and I need to get it fixed. I've ripped 59% of my tendons in my left arm, and I want to get it fixed. And I can tell because it's just I can feel the fucking tendons. I don't have any. I have full movement, full mobility in my arm, full strength in my arm, but at that I'm too young to not be able to have all the tendons attached. It's an hour surgery. Tom's last surgery I think was 7 hours, and that is what freaked me out. He told me that, and I've been freaking out about this. And then I not to say that I'm doing better since Leanne's podcast. I'm doing better because we have a big night tonight, but I'm doing better because I was talking to my trainer Lacey. And she said, it's an hour nap, and it's going to be the best hour nap you've ever had in your life. And I thought, how often? Here's where you try to redirect your anxiety. I said, how often do you say to yourself, I would love to take an hour power nap, like a fucking a drug-induced hour nap, like wake up going, wow, that was great. They say you wake up from it like, oh,
you'll wake up happy for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to this surgery. I'm looking forward to fixing this arm. I'm looking forward to getting on tour and being healthy. I'm looking forward to rehabbing it. I have a list of goals. I was saying they're going to say just shy of the New York Marathon, but the New York Marathon's included in it. That's November 7th.
What?
Yeah, I know. Because I'm better at fixing problems than I am at dealing with problems. Does that make sense? Like, I can't listen to your problems, but I can fix them for you. I can tell them how you got to fix them. I can't. If you want me to listen, I just can't listen. I can fix them. That's how my brain works. So I'm excited about rehab. I'll be rehabbing while I'm in Macon, Georgia, doing the Go Big show. I will get a brace. I'll slowly be able to bend my arm. I watched Tom go through it. I was blown away at his progress, and I'm inspired by Tom. Now listen, Tom and I bust balls, and you are damn certain that it's going to be fairly aggressive when we both have braces on our arms. That we'll be going hard as fuck about who's getting a baby arm and who's not getting a baby arm. We should do a left arm size challenge.
He had to have lost a lot of mass in that one.
Oh, he hasn't used that arm in forever. So an hour power nap Thursday at 2:30 Pacific Coast time. If you set your alarm on your phone. If you're a believer in stronger power, set your alarm for like 3 o'clock. When you hear your alarm go off, go, oh, Birdie Boy's in surgery. Oh, shit. Hey, Birdie Boy, you got this. Something like that. It makes you feel better. But an hour power nap, that's all it's going to be, an hour power nap. I'm going to do an hour power nap, wake up, and it's time to rehab this arm. I'm excited. I'm going to work on my legs, really. I want big fucking legs. I want people to go, whoa, those jeans don't fit you. And I go, no, I just have aggressive legs. So that's my week.
Tonight, dude, I'm really excited about tonight. Can I bring it up?
Please.
Dude,
yeah.
The recipient of Variety's Creative Impact and Comedy Award, Bert Kreischer. Dude, that is so fucking cool. Your work is inspiring to not only me, but to so many people around the world, dude. And this is going to be a really special night tonight.
Thank you. I have to thank everyone. Thank you very much. I'm going to say thank yous on stage. This is just for the podcast. For you guys, I'm accepting the word right now. To saying my public thank yous. They start with, well, obviously, you got to thank your family and your team and all that, because, your team's integral for all that. But they really start with like your friends. I surround myself around fantastic comics, fantastic men and women. It's easy, Bert, Jesus Christ. But fantastic comics who I draw inspiration from and I learn from. And that is 100% true. I don't know if I'd be getting this award if Bill Burr and Joe Rogan hadn't sat me down and said, hey, man, your show sucks. Your Travel Channel show sucks. You're a better comic and you're a better podcaster. Focus on podcasting and focus on comedy. I mean, it was a great conversation that we had in the back of the store, and it changed the way I looked at the world. And it not immediately, but what's up, babe? Oh, come here and show everyone how pretty you look. Come here and show everyone how pretty you look. Leanne looks like a fucking $1 million right now.
Leanne.
I know, right? I know.
Hey.
Come over here. Just come over here.
Awesome.
Come up beside me. My wife looks absolutely fucking gorgeous right now. No. Come on in.
He's forcing you to do it.
Lean in. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I know you're thinking, how did he get her? I don't know. It's a mystery.
I got her pregnant.
Oh, shut up.
And so I have to thank my fellow the comics that inspire me and kind of you can draw from and you get inspiration from, and I'm not jealous of any of them. I'm very lucky to be around them, and I got to thank Leanne. Leanne's in the room. You thank your friends and family, but Leanne has been brutally honest. She has seen every edit of every promo video I've ever done and been brutally honest with how they look and if they're good. Every vlog, everything I did at those beginning stages when I started changing my career and focusing on promoting shows and putting out content and being fun and exposing everything in my life, Leanne was there for all of it and gave me legit honest fucking notes. So thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
And thank you to you guys, because you guys, I mean, a lot of this, the reason this award came out was that, we did the drive-in movie theater tour. And I got lucky enough to find a group of fans who were into the same shit I was into and thought the same way I did. Who were into, like, I was telling this to someone today, but like us, like all of us, not just the ones listening, but, the other podcasts I do as well, Two Bears and Bill Bert. All of us are kids that didn't mind when it rained on a summer day, and your mom was like, you guys are gonna have to stay inside, and you and your friends are there, and you had to create games to play inside. Those are my favorite days sometimes. And I feel like that's what I've done with my career. I've just found different ways to create games for us to play. Whether it was the Call in Sick to Work show, which is behind me, which was, those 10 a.m., 11 a.m. shows that we did where we just had fucking so much goddamn fun. Or if it was going out to bars after the shows and everyone doing a meetup and hanging out, or it was the raffles, the waitstaff raffle. It was just creating, or if it was the Call in Sick or the Hot Summer Nights tour. It was just fun ways to do the same thing we're doing, but different, that we were all up for and all up to try. And that's a testament to you guys. You guys have allowed this podcast to grow. You've allowed this podcast to be different things, to change studios, to follow me to other podcasts, the Two Bears and Bill Bert, and Something's Burning, and you guys have just been cool, and that's, so I don't know. So I'm excited for getting this award. I think it'll be fun tonight. My buddy Cowhead's interviewing me on stage, and I'm really, it means a lot, it means a great deal to me. So thank you. So thank you.
Yeah, man, you should be proud. For
yeah,
sure.
I'm very proud. Proud. I feel like I thought different about this business at times, not at all times, but sometimes I thought differently about this business, about how I could run it my way. And I feel like it's paid off. It's paid off in spades. I'm very lucky. I just made a movie I don't know. But when I go back to my friends, Rogan's one that told me I needed to tell the machine on stage. That's Joe Rogan told me that. You can find the clip. You can find the fucking clip. You can find me fighting with him, telling him I shouldn't. And I was lucky enough to surround myself by very talented, brilliant people who helped guide me in the right direction and loved me enough to be like, hey man, you can do you. We'll help you out and get you funding for your podcast or get you sponsors and get you good guests and help you out, put you on my podcast, help blow you up. It's a fucking cool community I'm a part of. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for following me along this cool fucking path it's been on. I hope you guys like the movie. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you like it. This podcast was done before I left for Serbia. Chris, goddamn it, I'm thinking of Don DiPetta. Chris Distefano and Don DiPetta are the guests. Don DiPetta is a comic. His dad is someone I've known for a very long time. He's a great dude, Chris DiPetta. And he manages Billy Gardell. And when we all hung out back, I was like, oh, fuck, I know your dad. His dad owned the Atlanta Punchline for a long time. And there's a reason I worked in Atlanta. So if you ever saw me in Atlanta, it's Chris DiPetta, Don's dad, that was the reason I worked in Atlanta. He's friends with Chris Distefano.
Chris DiPetta.
Jesus Christ, man. I feel like Geppetto with Pinocchio. Chris Distefano, as you know, is one of my favorite human beings alive. I think he's absolutely hilarious. I've been singing his praise to the world as long as I can. He makes me giggle so hard ever since the first time I had him on. I loved him with Hister Hyenas. He's got the new one, Chrissy Chaos. And he just had one of the kids from the Jersey Shore on.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny because you're watching it and you're like, and they're like, dude, how much do you owe the guy that punched Snooki? Because that blew that fucking show up. Snooki took a fucking one to the jaw, and that show was fucking top of the charts next day.
That was a punch too.
Snooki could take I can't take the kind of punch Snooki can take. No. God damn it, man. But yeah, I love Chris Distefano. I'll say that until the day I die. I love that guy. And so we had a great podcast. We opened a bottle of wine. I think Chrissy had a glass or two. Don and I drank the whole thing. It's in the new studio. I hope you enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Chris Distefano and Don DiPetta.
Be gone for weeks at a time. Like,
oh, well, I fucking write that one down the fucking river.
I know, right?
Dude,
this is the way it's going to be.
Let me tell you something. We've started. I regret so much. Dude, I was gone. My kids' whole fucking whole life. Like, I mean, like I look back and I just wasn't there. Like family vacations, we go to Alabama every year,
right,
for a week. And look, it's almost like I can't explain it to someone who doesn't get it.
Right.
If I go, yeah, I'll go, but I'm not gonna spend 2 weekends there, right?
Yeah, right.
I gotta work one weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who's in my head? I go, who's paying for it? Like,
right.
I've always had that mentality. I mean, Travel Channel was. I've said this. I don't know if it was it wasn't a mistake. I know you never make mistakes in life, but man, we were gone 2 weeks in a row, 2 weeks straight, and then 1 week home, and I would do stand up that week,
right,
and then gone for another 2 weeks, and that would be 13 episodes. So it took a week to shoot an episode. So you'd be gone like 20.
Yeah,
fucking. I'd be gone for like, or I don't know, fucking 26 weeks just straight, and then they'd go, "We're doing another season," and you just be like, "Got to make money."
I got to make money. That's kind of how I feel even now. Like I'm doing this show, the True TV show, and we're working a lot. And then this is my week off, and I'm just going to do podcasts. Like we were just with each other before, and I told my girl Jasmine, I'm like, I got to go do podcasts. She's like, yeah, but you have the week off. I'm like, no, but you don't understand. Like the podcast is a bigger thing, and she's going to be watching it now and be like, yeah, but the guy who's interviewing you has one flip flop on. How can that be bigger than a TV show?
By the way, fuck off. The guy that's interviewing you has his own line of flip flops.
Exactly.
And they sold out in 16 minutes.
Take that, Jack.
This is the fucking business we're in.
You said you wanted new boobs after this baby. I got to do Bert's podcast to get them.
There's no taking a fucking break.
Nothing.
You push it.
Yeah.
You push it. It was beautiful. Beginning of pandemic, everyone's like, I guess we're not doing stand up. And I was like, you aren't. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to sit in this house sober for a year.
Oh my God. Dude, that's the thing.
By the way, if you guys want to drink, I have booze. I have a glass of wine. We can have a wine.
No,
I
dude.
got a rosé.
Liquid Death sounds better. Liquid Death is
fucking
it's just
greatest.
what is it? It's Mountain. I see everybody's got this on
It's
the pod.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. So what is it? Is it like an energy drink?
No, it's just water.
It's just genuine water.
Yeah.
I got sparkling water.
This is amazing. Liquid Death. Yeah, dude. People who are going through this quarantine, without kids, it's like, yeah, it's good for you. For me, I was like, but by the time May came around in New York, I was like, I'd like to get COVID because 2 weeks on a ventilator would be like a vacation. Like, just so like you know what I mean? Just so I don't have to get up and get my kid fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch again.
You shouldn't have canceled that Tampa date.
I know. Yeah, I was supposed to be at Tampa Side Splitters, and
Wait, didn't you got COVID, right?
I didn't get COVID.
You were the outlier, dude. Who gave it to everyone? Giannis.
No, I survived it. No, Akash Singh, who's Andrew Schultz's co-host on Flagrant 2, he was the super spreader. I didn't get it. And then Don was the super spreader of the West. He gave it to Santino and a bunch of other people, and I didn't get it from him.
He came to town, and it was the first time I went out in end of September, and me and him and Santino went to a restaurant, and then 2 days later,
Yeah.
You got it?
I got it.
How
and I
was
gave
it?
it to Santino. It was fine. It's not.
You gave it to Santino.
He gave it to Santino.
Yeah, that's me.
And then Santino and I were on tour together to do what you started, the drive-in movie theater shows, which is thank you for that. Bert Kreischer was the pioneer of that. Andrew Santino and I had drive-in movie theater shows booked. Don gave him COVID. Santino still showed up for the gigs on fucking Zoom. So I had to do an hour and then bring him up on a Zoom, and his face just kept freezing for a field in fucking Cape Cod.
Oh, you did the one in Cape Cod?
Yeah, in
That was a
Yarmouth,
great one.
Massachusetts, Cape Cod.
Dude, we had a great time.
Hell
at that
yeah,
one.
dude. Yeah.
See, I looked at this as like, I looked at those drive-ins as just a vacation because I was like, I want to be with my friends. I want to have a good time. I don't like. I've been home enough.
Yeah.
And so that day we rented a boat and we went out to the right where the ocean meets and the water was rushing out.
Oh my
and
God.
we just sat and then we set a crab trap. Maybe I shouldn't say this. We set a crab trap. I think you need to have a license to do that.
No.
We set out crab traps. We caught crabs.
Dude, no, but you couldn't look more like a fisherman. So I just feel like even if somebody came up to you and was like, "Do you have a license for that?" You'd be like, "Look at my face. Yes, I was born to be a license."
I wonder sometimes, like I said to Leanne last night, you're not gonna like this, Halston. I wish you could see Halston's face. Can you just show him your face real quick? I go,
wow, look at your face, dude.
Halston has a History Channel reenactment face.
100%. No. Halston has Civil War general face. Yeah. He's got Confederate face.
There was a guy that they do the Adam Richmond.
Halston looks like a ghost, actually, when he pulls his mask down.
He is skinny as fuck.
Yeah.
Plant-based? Are you plant-based?
Really?
100% plant-based.
I thought that was COVID. I thought you were battling it. Because
No,
I was like,
Halston is the safest motherfucker. I haven't seen his face in a year.
right.
He goes, it's the way I like to say I live my life. I don't really. He said, we were in here, we were setting things up and he still had his mask on and we all tested and everyone's fine. And he goes, he's like, and Leanne's like, Halston, you can take your mask off. And he goes, no. What did you say? I say, I'm consistent.
I appreciate it.
It's respectable.
Like, that's what it is, dude.
I got to a place where I was like, I see everyone inside and I'm like, I'm fucking,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
what
my
it is.
dad, I was just telling Don, my stepmom convinced my father to get the second dose, to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
So he got the second shot and I swear to God, like a direct quote, he calls me the other day. He was watching the NCAA games and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Dad?" He goes, "Yeah, look at these fucking games. I mean, some surprises here." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I got a surprise for you." I go, "What?" He goes, "I just got my second round of fag juice. I'm vaccinated." And I was like, "Holy shit." That's what he called it. And I was just like, "Dad, you can't say that stuff." He's like, "Oh, okay, I can't say it to my son in private." I was like, "No, because I'm going to say it on a podcast." It's never private. But yeah.
I wonder if like, because my daughters are very woke. Like very
Yes.
like, and they'll call me on shit.
Right.
And they're like, "Dad, you can't say that." And then, by the way, it's not even bad stuff.
Yeah.
It's not even bad stuff. It's just like when Elliot Page
Yes.
transitioned.
Yes.
And I went, And then Leanne showed me the picture, and I just made a comment. I was like, it's just a hat, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted more. Like, I was just saying, like, I just was like, I want to see like I want to see like a fucking handlebar mustache.
Yes.
A leather vest. Like, I really wanted
I wanted to see her wife with a black eye. Like, I wanted her to go full guy.
How come no one ever transitions and looks like fucking Theo Vaughn, you know? Like, goes full fucking meathead redneck.
Meathead, yeah.
And you're like, and George got pissed. She goes, "Hey, Dad, you can't say that." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to say that on stage. I'm just saying to your mom."
Right.
She was like, "Yeah, but that's really. Do you understand what he wrote?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "He wrote the jokes, or he's afraid of the joke, whatever." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm in my house."
Right.
I was like, "I'm not." And by the way, now I'm telling on the podcast, but I go, this is your fuck up, Georgia. You shouldn't have called me. It would have just died right there.
Yeah.
You wanted to stoke the fire. Now look what you got.
That's what it is.
And so I'm like, no, but I'm just saying it in my house. She goes, yeah, you don't understand. Like, I've got friends that have transitioned.
Right.
And I was like, and I'm like, okay, all right. I go, yeah, but, and she's like, you can't make that. Not everything's a joke, Dad. And I went, hold on.
Right.
I go, now we're fucking drawing lines in the sand, because
Sure.
I believe everything's a joke. I believe everything is worth making a joke about, or trying to find a way to fucking some sort of humor. And she was like, no. And her and all her friends are definitely like that. Like, no. And I go, I want to go, hey, you guys don't know what fucking comedy is.
Well, here's the thing.
Anything funny?
Right.
Is anything funny anymore?
No. Honestly,
it has to be on TikTok.
It's a lot of TikTok things they find humorous. Like, we cried laughing, and I don't know how appropriate this is, but we cried laughing at Lil Nas's
Satan video,
"Fuck the Devil" thing.
Oh yeah,
I fucking because you know what I thought? I thought it's like when someone goes, Bert drinks a lot. Bert's a big drinker, and then you see me drink, and then you go, oh, it's not what I thought it would be.
Right.
And you're like, no, I told you I drink a lot. And they're like, yeah, but it's fucking 8 a.m. And you're like, I drink a lot.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, I just thought like you'd have a glass of wine, maybe 2 at the end of the night. And I was like, no, I fucking party, bro.
Yeah.
And then when Lil Nas was like, I'm gay. And then they were like, oh, no, we're cool. We're very excited. Oh, he's fucking the devil. He's fucking the devil. And I am crying, laughing, going, get it, Nas, get it.
Dude, I was the same thing. Dying, laughing.
Fucking loving it.
I loved it so much. I put my face I did the face app thing, and I put my face in Lil Nas's face and tweeted out, I went blackface just because I wanted to be part of Lil Nas's life.
Because what happened was, and this is way overthinking it. I think there was a lot of people that pretend to be woke, right? Pretend to be cool with LGBTQ things. And then they look at guys like us and go, oh, they're definitely not cool because we make jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're more cool than they were because I want that video.
Sure.
I want that video.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. Don and I were talking about this just before. Being woke now, in my opinion, it certainly serves good purposes, but being woke now is like bullying. It's like a bully used to be in the 80s, give you an atomic wedgie so you shit blood and look like the kid, Buzz from Home Alone or whatever. Now, a woke kid looks like what the nerd used to look like in the 80s is the woke kid who's a bully, because all these people who tweet these things out about, white knighting and how great they are, virtue signaling, how great they are. If you look back in most of their tweets from 10 years ago, very racist, sexist stuff, because they've always been bullies inside of them. It's just being rewarded now and they're guising it and being woke. Because the truth is here's the thing. And even like with your daughters and stuff like that, I'm just happy that I didn't grow up in the world that they had to grow up in. I feel thankful to be born in the 80s where like it was a little bit more normal, where now, the kids are growing up in a time where they're being pulled in all different directions. So I don't blame the kids. I understand it. I feel fortunate I don't have to do it. But most of the time, it's a very similar situation to what you said. It's somebody who's not part of the community trying to stand up for someone they think are being affected in that community. So it's not a transgender person. It's someone who's not transgender saying, you can't say that about them. It's like, well, what if the transgender person says you can say that about me? What's the difference? It's always the same thing, with the race stuff. It's always somebody from another race, usually white people, sticking up for these people that really don't need their help. Yep. It's like, I can figure, if I'm that part of that race, I always look at that like, if I was that other race I would be like, why? I don't need you white motherfuckers sticking up for me. It's like, let me figure out my own shit. I could do it without you.
Yeah, I take it back to, I don't know. I feel very lucky that I grew up I went to an all boys Catholic high school.
Same with me.
Because it was just,
Dude.
it was like,
Yeah.
it's what's crazy is, I mean, my perspective is different because I'm white, but there wasn't any racism. People just beat your ass.
That's what it was.
You're gonna say that about fucking Lou Mata? He's gonna stomp you into the fucking ground.
It's what
you're not
it
gonna
is.
say that shit. And, and it was, and by the way, all our friends were ethnically diverse and but it was all mostly Cuban kids, and they fucking busted balls.
Sure.
Hard as fuck.
The only way growing up, where I grew up in Brooklyn, yeah, of course, having a diverse, I mean, my class looked like a fucking community college. Everybody was from all different races, religions, everything. It's like that's the way that we all knew we could trust each other, by making jokes about each other's culture or things that would be sensitive. Yeah. It's like, because that's where we're all cool. Like, it's all it's for everybody. But now it's like these kids won't say anything, and I feel like nobody hangs out anymore. Nobody can really even get too close because they're too scared to say anything. That was an impressive gulp, by the way. It was one of those things.
I murdered these liquid deaths.
No, but it was one of those things where I was like, when it got to like 8 seconds, I was like, is he dead? Did he die with the thing in his hand?
I murdered them. I keep them by my bed.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, I'll just wake up and pound one.
Yeah.
I like drinking them in the middle of the night. What I do is I try to go through a case a day.
Why does liquid death? Because I understand liquid death, but it's water.
Delivery. It's the delivery. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm sure. If the people Liquid Death were watching, they'd be like, "Can you please hit these talking points?"
Yes,
but I'm not, because I guess it's environmentally better.
Got it.
Because aluminums are reusable, whereas plastics aren't, or something like that. I'm sure that's it. I know that's a big thing. For me, it's the delivery system, because it's like a beer. I can drink them.
God, it looks just like a beer, and it feels
faster.
like a beer.
I can't drink a bottle of water for some reason.
Right.
It doesn't go down the way I want it to, but with these, just a little bit of air coming outside, and it guzzles, and I found my blood pressure is lower when I'm hydrated. I take better shits when I'm hydrated.
Yeah,
I have no part of my body hurts when I'm hydrated.
You got to take an S. Are your shits S shaped? They have to be S curves. That's how you know you have a healthy GI. So if you're taking an S shaped shit,
you
have to look at your shit.
My shits lately are kind of like, it goes like, this is my shit. Normally when I shit, it was like a bouncer at 2 a.m. just going, get the fuck out. You got to go. You got to leave, man. You got to leave. Get out the door. And that's how I shit. Lately, it's been like, hang on. We're going to do coke in the bathroom. And then you're like, wait, should I leave or stay? Like, some of you leave.
Yeah.
But we're going to hang out here until 4 a.m. and you're not going to know when you should leave.
Yeah.
Because I kind of shit everything, but I always feel like I have more. And so like I take 3 little shits after.
Nice. Like little bunny shits. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll hit the bidet and let the water break the seal.
Yes.
Let it go in.
Yeah.
Clean me out and then
clean. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like one of those people where I do things and I don't know that it's weird that I do them.
Right.
And people are like, what? Like, I remember one time I was with Sigur and I was spitting on the toilet paper to wipe my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it's a Alabama wet wipe. It's my wife. My wife grew up from where you are, your parts of town. And so I got to say that, by the way, I should say this on the podcast. Your dad is one of my favorite dudes alive.
Thank you.
One of my favorite dudes alive.
Man.
And that club, the Punchline, was my favorite club to do ever.
Yeah.
Fucking ever.
Your dad killed someone in Cleveland, right?
Anyway, the club. No.
What happened to that club? What's that?
So that club was around for 28 years, 29 years. It was the greatest thing in the world. But the city went through gentrification, and so they lost all their parking and everything around it, and they put up high-rise condos in like all around it. So they lost everything.
You played the old Atlanta Punchline, like the one because I've never heard. I've heard of that club, but I played the one that's in the diner now. So I got French fries thrown at me.
It's
that fucking club was beautiful.
Ripped.
It was beautiful and had a fucking real 80s vibe to it.
Right.
Like it was a good stage.
It looked like a cedar closet on the inside, honestly. But it was an old Western bar before that. So,
it had that vibe.
So it was a Western, urban cowboy, like that was what it was before 1982, and then they took it over.
Green room back by the stage. So you were kind of, once you were there, you were there.
Right.
I remember being there, and I think John Rocker was in the room.
Oh wow!
They're like,
Atlanta Braves pitcher.
He came all the time. Yeah.
He came all the time. He was like, they're like, hey, you want to party with Rocker? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
but I can't remember if I did or I didn't. I think I did. I think I went and had drinks with him.
Everybody partied in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
It
I
was
know.
such a great
Good
fucking
city. Good city. I know, dude. And you're going to Siberia, right? Can we say that?
I think we can now.
Yeah, I won't say. Wait, but dude, going to Siberia.
Serbia.
Sorry,
By the way, you, Isla, and Leanna are calling it Siberia.
Siberia. Well, because I got cousins from Siberia, so I was like, oh, going to Siberia. Are you bringing your family with you to Serbia?
No,
You're just going to Serbia.
to Serbia.
Just full, yeah. Yugo trash.
How long?
That's going to be amazing.
3 months.
Wow, it's amazing, dude.
I know.
Is you going to be near in Serbia by like where they film Game of Thrones and shit, or any in that area? Yeah,
Is that where they film Game of Thrones?
That's where they have the kingdom
The
is down
wall?
there, and yeah, Halston knows, right? Yeah, Dubrovnik. That's what it's called. Oh, but it's in the other one, not Serbia and Montenegro.
Oh,
it's the same
Montenegro.
shit.
No, Montenegro. So it all used to be Yugoslavia.
Yes.
Someone texted me tweeted me something the other day. They're like, once you turn 45, you either become obsessed with World War II, and I was like, or smoking meat, and I was like, and they were like, Bert, you're obsessed with both, and I was like, yeah. I fucking. So it used to
We
all
could talk
be
World War II all
Yugoslavia.
day if you want to talk World War II. If you want to talk World War II and Yugoslavia, we could talk that shit all day, baby. I love it.
I'm transitioning into
Woman.
because I think I just read the things that I find interesting for the stage. That's all I remember is things that I go, ooh, that'll work for the stage. And then I go, that's something. And usually they're fucking the worst things you could ever say. When I read something that's outrageous, then I'm like, oh, don't forget that.
What was outrageous? What did you read that was outrageous?
I got to stop talking about it. I've talked about it so much.
Yeah, but there's people. Yeah,
But like, I didn't realize the racial supremacy that went on in Japan.
sure.
Like the fact that they were an island.
Yes.
So they were just Japanese people. Like no one got in there.
Yeah.
Like in that, like they were in this book I was reading, they were like,
Have things changed?
I don't know. I've been to Japan. I love Japan.
Yeah.
Like Japan was like mind blowing. You go into the subway and it's silent.
Yeah.
No one's speaking. You get on the train, I passed out on a dude in Japan. We were on the train and I was fucking wasted and I fell asleep on a dude. I got to show you the picture. It's fucking, but then you go to like Vietnam and it's almost like they're putting their fingers in your mouth. They're talking so much.
Right.
Like they're like yelling at you. And, but it's culturally, they're not yelling at you. It's just the way they were talking about Germany and Japan being parallels when it came to like racial supremacy and the Japanese people were not kind to Koreans or the Chinese. And like
the rape of Nanking. I mean,
dude.
No, but here's the thing. What a lot of people, what like you can only say on podcasts is that, you know, nobody, this is just true for any type of usually race. Nobody is more racist against that race than their own kind. So nobody dislikes Asians more than other Asians. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a Japanese person in the 40s, people from the United States in World War II didn't necessarily.
Well, it seems like Oakland's got a lot of distaste for him right now.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Oakland
with the Stop the Asian Hate
dude,
stuff?
God damn it. You're just
I was talking about history.
Yeah,
but
I'm joking.
I know
I'm joking,
I know, Jesus, yeah, but the Stop the Asian Hate.
I don't know. I'm not getting into it. But yeah, right now my new thing is, this is just even more problematic subject, is the fucking Congo. It's called Leopold's Ghost.
Okay.
King Leopold's Ghost. And it's all about fucking how slavery was started in Africa and where that went, and that the majority of slave trade was straight to Brazil because that was the quickest route.
Right.
And I was like, what? In my head, I was like, that's the quickest route?
Right.
And they're like, yes, bam, bam. And then they were like, and then it started going to like, I just started reading the book, but it's this guy who ended the slave trade, I think. By the way, I'm just looking for tidbits of knowledge in this book. But he is one dude who ended the slave trade. I'll tell you his name. Well, he's dead. He's not going to get a fucking shout out on this.
You never know, dude. He's like great grandmother, son will fucking claim that you know.
And by the way, it's like a fan sent me this book.
Right.
So like part of me, you got to be careful on, like, that's why I don't believe in reading. Because if you get fucking, someone goes, oh, you should take this book. You're like, oh, cool. Who's Candace Owens? You're like, I don't know, read it. And you're like, this girl's got some good thoughts.
Some really good points.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, don't read that. Don't read that.
Don't read that.
By the way, I'm sure Candace Owens is a very sweet person. I don't know anything about her.
Yeah, I just know Just see her tweets once in a while. Shout out Candace Owens.
Shot.
She's beautiful.
Isn't that crazy that like
So
no one ever does that with men?
What do you mean?
Like
I'd suck Ben Shapiro's cock.
no, but no one like
Can you
like,
clip that?
people go people like will talk about like a convert like Nicole Arborough.
He really wrote it down. I said clip that. He really wrote it down. Yeah, Nicole Arbor, beautiful,
gorgeous.
Yeah, and
Like-
and very well spoken and funny and good. Yeah,
She's great. She likes all my videos.
yeah.
I saw her and Lewis go at it one time.
Oh hell yeah, Aaron Luis Gomez. Yeah, when Gomez used to wear those yellow shades.
Creepy.
Puerto Rican rattlesnake. I love Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah, I think, but see, here's the thing. Somebody like a Nicole Arbor, what I like about her is even, I don't know for sure, but like even that whole thing happened with Lewis, then it's like, it happens, whatever. You give a chance to explain, you say you're sorry, and then you move on and things are okay and friends, and you're not trying to fucking cancel or take this guy's life away. It's just like, you act like an adult. You had a misunderstanding, you had a argument, a fight, whatever, you make up and move on, or you don't make up and then it's over. But now it's in this world where it's like, I need to feel some sort of power to ruin your life and try to cancel you and crush your hopes and dreams so I feel powerful. That's all it is. It's guys and I'm trying to do the right thing. It's like, no, you're a weak, narcissistic person is what you are. You're just trying to gain power and be like, people, please look at me, look at how good I am, but you're a piece of garbage.
It really is crazy how quick it happens too.
Yeah.
Do you see the one guy that found? I actually know him. I think, but he found shrimp in his cinnamon.
Yeah, what is that? I
Jensen.
didn't see that. What happened? So what happened with that?
I mean, other than he found shrimp in a cinnamon toast crunch.
And then, but then why is it such a big deal?
Then he tweeted it, and then a bunch of women came out and they were like,
Me too.
"He's a serial abuser." I thought it was a joke because of cereal. Like I thought they were like I thought it was a joke.
That's what that tweet was for real? I thought that was a joke.
No. I think it's they didn't let in on that it was a joke. They were like, he's a serial abuser, and I laughed.
Right.
And Leanne read it, and she's like, no, I think he's actually a bad dude. And I was like, well, hold on, I think they're comics, right? Wait. And then I was like, hold on, is this a joke or not? And then I'm like, well, maybe I'm the fucking moron. But it is number one in my news feed every fucking day.
Yeah, I haven't read.
Where
he
you're like,
he was an interesting guy, dude. He did a lot too.
What happened?
I mean, he was a rapper. He's a writer.
Yeah.
He's
But
a
nobody's heard of him, or
producer.
is he a big name?
He just went behind the scenes. He just did he created a bunch of shows.
And I'm sure has a lot of money. Made a lot of money.
And then
okay.
he married Topanga.
Topanga from Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
Wow, Topanga. What if she's the best?
Here
Topanga,
we go. The Daily Beast. Jensen Karp started off the week by going viral and appeared to be sugarcoating shrimp tails in his box of cinnamon toast crunch. And then by Wednesday afternoon, as Karp gleefully tweeted about every development, rumblings, and emergings, then all of a sudden, former girlfriend who accused the 41 of being manipulative and abusive. And maybe they shouldn't have used the phrase serial abuser because it was a tad bit confusing.
Yeah.
But I follow the guy. I know him. I'm sure I know him.
And it just went number one. And it's
like the second there. I think there's I don't know. I'm so the kind of person that I just assume I'm guilty of things.
right.
It's like I never say a fucking word about anyone ever because I go, I'm sure I've done just as bad.
Right.
Remember Lisa Traeger
Sure.
wrote was like lighting up someone for tweets, and then all of a sudden she was like, and then they were like, hey, what about these ones? And she was like, what? And I remember she was at my house right when that happened, and she was like, I don't want to talk about that. And I was like, we don't have to. And I was like, she's like, yeah, because it just doesn't come off right. It's like, I didn't mean it. And I was like, well, did you think maybe the other people didn't mean it too?
Well, that's the thing. If you want to call somebody out, now I didn't see the Lisa Traeger thing. I'm just saying. In general.
Oh my God.
But if you want to call somebody out, you better be as squeaky clean as possible because that light will always come. You will galvanize people to dig shit up about you. So
it's such a fucking. It's like realize. I've been trying to work this as a thought really of realize you are a Karen. Everyone's a Karen.
Everybody.
Everyone's a Karen. Like you're not better than that. That person that lost their fucking mind. Now I'm probably not gonna say the N-word buying bagels with my kids. That's not gonna happen.
Well, what if they give you too much cream cheese?
What? I didn't want pumpernickel. That looks like
Clip it.
So no, but
he's writing it down again. No.
So, but it's like realize you're the Karen.
Yeah.
You realize you have that ability because so many people just believe I'm a good person. I believe I'm a good person, but I guarantee you I'm not. I
Sure.
guarantee you I'm not.
But that's the thing. Everybody has issues, man. Like I think the media or social media, whatever, two things. One, social media and the real world are two different places. As Don and I were saying, they're parallel universes, and they keep crossing into each other. And there's usually the ramifications of something where you mess up in the digital world has real ramifications in the real world, and not that much real world into digital world. I know there are some cases where it happens, but for the most part, most normal people who aren't on social media have no idea about the shrimp and cinnamon toast crunch. Dude, I literally remember in like 2007, whatever the height of the Me Too movement was, I believe 2017 or whatever it was at its biggest. I was with friends of mine who are school teachers all the way out in Suffolk County, Long Island, girls our age. And I said something, I forgot how it came up, and I was like, "Oh, don't Me Too me." And she was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, the Me Too." You know, I was like, it's a Me Too thing. And she was like, "What is Me Too?"
No idea.
And I was like, and I was like, "What do you mean? What is Me Too?" I was like, "You're a 30-year-old woman, like Me Too, like all the things that are happening with this person and that person, and like this movement for like, like women to like speak up about like sexual abuse and all these things in Hollywood." And she was like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about Hollywood." She was like, she was like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, what would you do if a guy, was inappropriate with you?" She was like, in the moment, she's like, "I don't know, punch them in the face, tell them get the fuck away from me, something." And I was like, interesting. I was like, so, and then she clearly said, she's like, "But look, anything that a woman wants to say, they could say." She's like, "But I just don't know I don't know what your Hollywood bullshit is." That's exactly what she said to me. And I was like, "Oh shit." And not saying the Me Too thing is bullshit, but she was saying, "I just don't know. I'm not on the internet like you. So I know what's happening in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know if there's like a pedophile that moves into my neighborhood, or if like my friend got hit by her husband. I know about that." She's like, "But what's going on in Los Angeles?" She's like, "I live in fucking Suffolk County, Long Island.
Yeah.
Like, why would I care?" She's like, "We voted for Trump."
It's funny that you go, the people that what is real to us in social media is so not real to regular people. Like, people listening to this right now are like, I have no idea I don't know what that story is. I don't know what the other story is. Like, I've never heard of any of that
even some
shit.
of our peers, don't mean their names, whatever, but even some of our friends who have been quote unquote canceled or whatever, off social media in real life, nobody cares. Like they go into the stores, nobody even cares. They still want, they don't care at all. It just exists on social media.
It just exists on social media. But then you say, okay, so I was telling someone the other day, but I almost deleted my Twitter because I was like, I just was like, I don't look at it. I don't look at it, and it doesn't make me happy. Like, and I only tweet out really moronic stuff.
Yeah,
because
you tweet. What I do, and I'm sure you do this too, I tweet and then don't ever check the comments.
Yeah.
I have typos. I don't care. I don't look at it again until I want to tweet the next thing. I don't check the comments.
And I was like, I don't tweet anything like super aggressive ever. I definitely don't tweet politics or anything because it doesn't benefit me.
Right.
And then I was like, I should just get rid of it totally. Just delete the whole fucking thing. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do that because then, like, what if I need to promote stuff?
It's a business tool.
It's a business tool.
It's a business tool.
But it's like, I look at Twitter the same way I look at the scale. I go, oh, why would I fucking step and look at the scale and then go, I was having a great fucking day.
Yeah, and then it just ruins you. By the way, never in a million years from like the head up would I think looking at you and then thinking you're going to have as beautiful pedicured feet and toes as you have. I mean, you got feet
the best
like
toes.
You have literally better feet than my girlfriend. Like I would suck your toe.
I have better feet than my wife.
I mean, look at how beautiful
I have better
his feet
legs
are.
than my wife. I have better legs than my wife.
I mean, you got gorgeous toes.
It's because I'm from Florida. I so badly want a fucking cocktail tonight.
Why can't you have one tonight?
I don't know, because I drove and I'm fucking. Let me see if my daughter will pick me.
Yeah,
up
you
tonight.
just have one. You can't. You can't.
No, it's like no, it's not that I can't. Who wants one? Like, what is like someone goes, that's like drinking decaf coffee. Oh, so I can just stain my teeth?
Yeah.
No, I like.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. 2 nights ago, I had a fucking Malibu Bay Breeze. I was on my ass. Dude, one Malibu Bay Breeze knocked my socks off. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't really drink that much.
I don't drink and drive. Like, see that? Okay, that's the one thing I can say. Like, where I go, when we talk in absolutes, I have drinking and drove. I grew up in Florida. That's how you learn. But like,
that's how you get to school.
I mean, I did it when I was a kid, probably once or twice, and then probably in college. When I moved to New York, at a certain point in college, I went, this is stupid. This is so stupid.
Right.
And then when I moved to New York, I just never did it. And then when I came out here, I remember watching people drinking and driving. I remember going to play golf with people and they'd all be drinking and then they get in their cars and I would think their life could change forever. My dad was also a lawyer and he would teach you in panic.
Got it.
So he would like dump panic on you and he'd be like,
Sure.
let me tell you about a kid. Drink and drove, right? Send him to jail. They fucked him in the ass, pissed in his mouth. You want that? That happens. That happens.
I'm
You
like,
want that?
I pay good money for that.
but I don't drink and drive. I do not drink and drive. And so becomes problematic is like we come over here to do the podcast. I want to have a drink. And then it's just like, it really highlights that you were drinking when you have to call your 16-year-old to pick you up. And be like, George, can you pick me up? And she's like, ugh, you're not going to start a fight about pronouns, are you?
You're like, yes. I just did 2 hours with Chrissy D. We're going crazy. I know, dude. I know the pronoun stuff is like, we had my girlfriend Jasmine's uncle was on a podcast.
By the way, I haven't seen it. It's on Patreon, right?
TiTi Jerry. No,
Yeah.
it's on YouTube now too. I did one episode with TiTi Jerry on my Patreon, patreon.com/Christy Comedy. Regular episode that was crazy. He talked about blowing the sun to Sam. And then on YouTube for free, a totally different episode. Like, that's the thing. Some people were tipping me like, you fucking scumbag. You put this behind the paywall. It's like, no. I did 2 episodes. One on YouTube, one on Patreon. I would never put something only on Patreon. Like, I will do a totally separate show for the Patreon and for the YouTube. But on it's on YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube, Christy Comedy YouTube. But what he was saying is he's transgender. He's like, dude, I was born 25 years in prison. He's like, I was born in the wrong body. He's like, I was born in 1960. He was like, I was trans before it was cool. Like, I'm trans. He's like, so a lot of these kids now, he's like, I don't know each and every one of them. He's like, but it sounds like, at least it sounded like from prison, there are a lot of confused kids out there. He's like, you fucking know if you're in the wrong body. He's like, I knew I was in the wrong body. He's like, but still, I was born with a penis. He said, I can't tell you how many times, so I'm walking past somebody and they're like, excuse me, sir. He's like, even though I got tits and an ass, he's like, I turn right around. He's like, because guess what? I got a fucking dick. He's like, so a lot of these kids now, he said an interesting thing, and he's just what his opinion, but he was like, I feel like being the kids going trans now, want to be transgender now, are like when kids used to go goth back in the day, like against him, fuck you, dad. He's like, but now they're saying fuck you, dad, and cutting.
Not like, oh, I see what you're saying. Not all of the kids, but there's a portion.
It's a cool, because he said he's funny. He's a Spanish guy from Puerto Rico. He's like, unless there's something different in the water, he's like, I don't understand how now you got all these transgender people when there was just a few of us back in my day. He was like, all of us. He's like, all the transgender people. He said trannies, but I guess I fucking can't because I look like a cop. But he was saying, he was like, all the trannies knew each other. We all knew each other. And then he was like, and in prison we know each other. He said, but now he's like, as soon as I came out of jail, he's like, well, where do all these trannies come from? He was saying that, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not transgender, so I can't speak for it. I'm like, you on the show, you're transgender. How do you feel? And he was like, I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to do that until your fucking brain is fully formed. He's like, I didn't decide to get my estrogen therapy till I was in my 20s. He's like, I don't know. He's like, listen. He's like, I don't. He was honest. He was like, I wish I could make the rules. He's like, but I got 3 felonies. He's like, I cannot run for office. He's like, I got 3 felonies. He goes, and I was guilty of all them shits.
See,
so,
it's
interesting.
Here's where I think I fuck up sometimes is I really listen. Like I really genuinely listen.
Sure.
Because because my dad, hey, Halston, will you grab that bottle of rosé in the fridge?
Yes.
Hey, Andrew, can you grab a bottle of rosé?
Yep. I love it.
My dad never let me. By the way, I was about to say your dad also, but never. My dad never let me be right. Like he always wanted me to feel like I didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah. Right.
Because I think then he thought that would kind of cut off the idea of me being a fucking jackass.
Sure.
And saying shit. Because I would say shit that I just didn't have any knowledge on.
Which is beautiful, and it was up in a time where
it's right. It's right next to the rice on the top.
Yeah, Bert. That's why I don't speak. I just listen.
Dude,
I just listen.
See that my problem in life is I feel like I need to talk. I feel like I need to talk, even when I really should not be talking. Like I feel the need to talk, and I like a perfect example. I remember one time, and it's almost like diarrhea of the mouth. Like I remember one time I was on the show and we had these models, and we were all in bathing suits, Thanks, brother.
Great. Lululemon
Does
shorts,
anyone
Andrew?
want
Those
one?
Lululemon
I'll
shorts?
have some.
Yeah, I'll have a little rosé. If you you have any allergy meds? No.
So like we were all sitting, we're getting ready to shoot something, and I said, and I had a robe on here.
Here, I'll pass it down to Donnie. Oh, there you go.
I had a robe on, and
Thanks.
the girls go, "Oh, that's a cool robe. Where did you get that robe?" And by the way, podcast sponsor Corkle.
Shout out Corkle, everybody. Stick a Corkle up your ass.
And so here, you take that one.
Oh, thank you, baby.
And so I got this. This is a true rosé from California. I got
Here it
this.
Cheers. Should we cheers?
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
What do you want to cheers to?
There we go.
There it is.
To drinking rosé. I love rosé.
Drinking rosé, everyone.
Rosé is really fucking
just acting
great.
like a couple of housewives here. I love it.
I love rosé.
Oh
really
God,
nice.
it hits you. I love it, dude.
I love rosé. I can't fuck with Pinot
It makes you
Grigio.
want to get a maid. It's like a housewife.
I haven't
thing.
made. It's the worst. We got
Really?
rid of her over COVID.
Yeah,
Still paid her.
yeah. You have to, dude.
Yeah.
You have to.
After a
Else-
year, I was like, "Hey, can we just like fucking
Yeah,
not
dude.
work with her anymore?"
Can we just like sponsor her if ICE shows up?
That's the
Kidding.
Can I tell you, like when you talk about like, here's the problem: is I listen so much, and I do talk a ton where I
Right.
shouldn't talk, but I listen so much that things do hit me very heavy.
Sure.
and I do really care about people's feelings. So when you talk about
Sure.
pronouns, I care that there's someone like if you really feel that way, I want you to feel like the best person you can feel.
Sure.
Like. So I will call you whatever you want me to call you. If I fuck up, and I have fucked up,
Mhm.
I'm friends with Caitlyn Jenner,
Sure.
and I did a show with her, and I fucked up her pronoun one time, and she was cool as fuck. She's like, "Don't worry, it happens. It's like, don't worry,
It's
it's not
fine.
a big deal."
Yeah.
So, but if I fuck up, I fuck up. It's genuine. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to hurt you, and I think people know the difference.
Sure.
And even the thing I said about what's her name today, which I'm sure we got to take out because you're like, why the fuck do you even want that lightning rod of a fucking
Oh, Elliot
target?
Page.
Yeah, why we wouldn't even want that on you?
Yeah.
Because that's my thing. Is like, I'm not that guy that does that. But here's the problem: is I listen so much that I genuinely take things to heart, and then it can really fuck with your head. Like
Sure.
it really can start. Like the white privilege thing, I didn't really understand it, and then I did. And once I did, I couldn't unsee it. And it was making me uncomfortable. I was doing a fitting here, right? I'm
Right.
I mean, this is, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but I have four people in here. We have probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess ballpark $20,000 worth of clothing
Okay.
in that room. And I'm getting changed and I'm putting on clothes and they're taking pictures of me and they're just looking at me in these turn, taking pictures. And I have 4 Mexican dudes out there digging a hole and moving trees for me.
Sure.
And they're looking at me like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
I see them looking at me like, he's just changing? Like,
Yeah.
Like in their head, they don't realize that this is fitting for a thing.
Yeah.
They just are looking at me, watching 4 hot chicks take pictures of me changing. And I'm just watching them and they're kind of laughing. And by the way, these are the same guys that did our last house. So I know these guys. They know my
Right.
family. They know Leanne. Leanne knows these guys.
Right.
And they're busting balls and they're just looking at me changing. And they're like, the fuck are you doing? And I go, I'm doing a fitting. And they're like, they're paying you for this? Like for them,
But
they're
that's
digging a hole to make
Right.
money, right? Is very like literal. Moving a tree to the front and planting tree. They're doing work to make money. And they're looking at me. Who's paying them? And all I'm doing is changing.
Sure.
And I just felt fucking guilty. I
yeah,
was
but in my opinion, I understand what you're saying, but that's not because you're white. Like,
yeah, but I
But
think a lot of my story is because look, here's what I was realizing. I was realizing this today reading King Leopold's that book. There are to broad stroke white people with white privilege is just unfair. There are white people that have had really, really, really rough lives. Like
sure.
parts of Leanne's family, fucking, you just wouldn't want to be them.
I get it.
Like, you know, but like my path has been pretty white.
Also, like white people from history are like way worse than present day white people.
Whoa,
It's like
the
a
white people.
It's like
By
a
the way-
dude, a historic white. I don't even want to be that white. I don't want to meet a historic white. But a present day white, I mean, you know, majority are okay.
A present day
whites,
white.
but historic white, no chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. So what year is the last year you'd want to be white?
Oh my God.
1985 white's the last white.
1985. Yeah, when
because that was when age showed up. You don't want to be that white guy.
Let's go. Fucking 2002 white.
2002.
Yeah, Jason Williams for the kid.
Because you got it in 2004 because it was just 9/11.
Oh,
and those
shit.
white people were horrible.
Horrible whites. Yeah, let's fuck.
2008.
2008 white.
Barack
Yeah,
Obama
financial
white.
crisis white.
Yeah.
Post-financial
Obama,
crisis white.
Oh,
Because
my
they got
God.
fucking obliterated. They were jumping off
That's right.
roofs. So let's go 2009 white. I'm a 2009 white.
God.
Yeah, dude. But here's the thing. What we're talking about, with the white privilege and all that stuff and what you're saying, I agree 100%. Whatever someone wants, I want people to be happy. I want to make people feel comfortable. Whatever they want to do, it's just fine. Like, let people live in their own skin. We're all different. Walking bags of chemicals that have neurotransmitters firing at different speeds. We have different experiences. So whatever people want to do, they want to do. It's fine. The issue I have with what's happening in our country now or the world now is we don't have a license to have discourse anymore. We can't even ask a question.
That's the
We
problem.
will be branded a Nazi, a fascist, a racist, where it's like, let me be wrong to the transgender community about something I said. Let me be wrong. Somebody from that community say, hey, Chris, this is why you're wrong. As opposed to saying, fuck this fascist, racist,
Right.
fuck. That's the issue. It's not us talking about it. And we're like, oh, we don't know if we can say this. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like this, and these things happen under our noses. Don and I were talking about this before. In 2001, if you didn't have after 9/11, if you did not have an American flag outside your house or on your car, you might as well have been a member of Al Qaeda. That's how fucking much of a pig you were. If in 2021, if you have an American flag outside your house, you're branded a racist and a piece of shit because they associate with Donald Trump, and that happened right under our noses. So, and that happened because speech is being stifled and you can't talk about it. You can't even say it.
You can't.
The people with the biggest platforms on the podcasting or on the media, they cannot say it because the media doesn't want you to say it.
People
because
don't want to have a discussion about
they
this.
can't. We cannot have a discourse, and that's why I think podcasting and what we're doing is so important. And that's why with your audience, I want to say to the camera, guys, hold on. 2024, we're coming back big.
2024. Dude,
He's coming back, Donnie T.
I got really lucky for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I was super, super honest early in these podcasts.
He wrote it down again. He's writing down all the shit. They got to kill this. Judy Marmel, we got to cancel.
This podcast is brought to you by Hims. Do you see this? These are luscious locks. There's a little dyed area right here that's gray. But I still have hair. Do you know why I still have hair? Because I did something about it. 66% of men start losing their hair by the age of 35. I was 22 years old. My buddy Jeff Hartley said, bro, you're losing your hair. And I panicked. You're panicking too if you're losing your hair. It's the first foot in the grave that you have. You think, that's it, man. My career with chicks is over. It's not. You've got to do something about it. 4Hims is one-stop shopping for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness, all for men. These are all things men deal with, and a lot of us don't want to go to a doctor and talk about. We don't want to wait in long pharmacy lines and talk about. 4Hims was created by a guy that knew that some medical conversations are better had online for men. We'd rather deal with someone online than in person. No more awkward in-person doctor visits, no more long pharmacy lines. 4Hims connects you with licensed medical professionals online, which would save you hours, completely confidential and discreet. All you got to do is answer a few quick questions. A medical professional will review, and they will determine if it's right for you. They can prescribe you the medication to treat your hair loss that's shipped directly and discreetly to your door. Today, they're offering you their best offer yet. If you're not happy with your results, and after 90 days, Hims will give you a full refund. And right now, my listeners can get their first visit absolutely for free. Go to 4hims.com/Bertcast. That's 4hims.com/Bertcast. Remember, prescriptions products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. But remember, first and foremost, 4hims.com/Bertcast. Summer's here, and are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Well, you're in luck. Our friends at Manscaped have just launched their 4th generation performance package, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0, which Halston and I will both agree is fucking fantastic. I hate to say this. I know this is meant for your balls, and that's what I use it for, but I don't care. I use it on my lip. It trims the perfect mustache. They have technology that is through the roof. That little light makes trimming your mustache so... And by the way, it's trimming your balls. It's amazing. I use it for trimming my mustache also. I don't give a fuck. Their Performance 4.0 package includes the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, which is, by the way, fantastic, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. The travel bag is what I put all my goodies in, and I use my old travel bag to carry all my shaving stuff for trimming my beard, all my clippers, everything. I put my everything in there. These are awesome. The 4th generation trimmer has a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunctional on and off switch, and gives you the ability to turn on a 4,000 LED spotlight on and off for more precise shave. I'm telling you, man, this is what you need, especially if you plan on trimming your balls, because I do it over the toilet. That's where I do it. I don't know where you do it. I do it over the toilet, and I need light. There's no light in there, and that light highlights all. It's really good for your balls. So I do my balls kind of like the same way I've had my beard done at barbers. Just I go real close. I don't get right up on it. I go real close, and then I go straight to the sack on the back and on the sides. Probably not all the information you need.
I went from the 2 to the 4, and it's like, I used to have to wait till 6 p.m. when
That's
the
like
sun,
going from dial-up to fucking Wi-Fi.
dude, it's so great. I used to have to wait till the sun was at a certain spot in my bathroom so I could see down there because the toilet's so dark. But with the light, dude,
It's great when someone does something perfect. And that is what Manscaped is doing. They are making trimming your balls. They've taken it to a perfection. They really fucking took the time. I feel like a bunch of guys sat at a lake house and they were like, for real? We're fucking cutting our balls way too much. And now we're having to explain why there's a sore in our balls. And it's just because I'm trying to make them presentable, baby. Get 20% off plus free shipping using the code BERT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code BERT at manscaped.com. Escape the shrubs and weeds this summer and shine with Manscaped. I posted yesterday. So that they're bringing back the condors.
What's the condors?
The fucking condors are amazing.
Like the band?
No.
What's the condors?
No, it's condor. It's the fucking California condor.
What, the bicycle?
The bird.
The bird.
The bird.
What do you mean?
What do you mean they're bringing them back?
So it was in
Genetically
1987.
This is
In
Jurassic
1987,
Park?
it was extinct.
It's next.
Right? But they had a couple in zoos that they were like, we got this. Like I think it's in San Diego zoos got condors. I saw them there.
Sick.
Condors are sick, bro.
Really?
10-foot wingspan.
It's like pterodactyls.
Dude, but worse. I mean, they're fucking massive birds, right?
Will they kill something? Like, will they kill? Will they eat like?
So they're bringing them back into the wild.
free.
They're letting them back in the wild, and they're gonna let California condors float around. And I was like, dude, nah, this is.
Will they kill? Like, could they kill a baby? A California condor?
Yeah, easy.
Dogs
An
are
owl
gonna-
could kill a
dogs.
baby, dude. So I'm really obsessed with birds. I'm
Yeah.
like, I got into. Have you ever seen a bald eagle?
No, just on the flag.
Just so you know, when you see your first bald
It's
eagle,
not on the flag.
you'll lose your fucking mind.
True.
It's
Yeah.
on the coin, I think.
On the coin, I meant to say.
It's
I'm a Russian
bald
citizen.
eagles. Now, anyone in Alaska is like, it's not that big of a deal, Bert. But when we went to Alaska for the first time and we saw bald eagles, as an American, it is moving. Like you go, they're gorgeous, they're huge, and they're just, and you're like, oh shit, that's a fucking bald eagle.
Right.
After your 10th one, you're like, okay, they're all over the place up here.
But they're gorgeous.
But they're gorgeous. A condor, dude, we have owl boxes that we're putting up back here to get owls back here because I love owls. But a fucking condor, when I saw it first, I was like, dude, what the fuck is this prehistoric animal?
Shit.
It is. We sat there at the zoo and it stuck its wings out just like to air. And it's honestly, it's a slam dunk high. It's like,
wow.
It's like seeing fucking Shaquille O'Neal spread out. I mean, it's so fucking big.
Right.
So they're putting condors out. So then I go.
They say why?
They just got some. They got enough where they go, we can let them out. We can introduce them to the wild. And
They're working for Border Patrol.
I love that. It's going to be how amazing it's going to be.
Clip it.
Clip it. He wrote it down. Now you don't have to say it. He just writes it down.
Do you realize?
This fuck.
Do you realize how beautiful it's going to be when you're out on a hike with your kids and you see a fucking condor fly down and you're like, oh shit. There's nothing. We don't have anything like that. So I go online and I start reading about condors and how they got extinct and then how tied they were to Native American culture.
Mhm.
Like all the Native American cultures out here condors were like their spirit animals or what.
Imagine.
I don't know if that's the right wording, but like very connected to the. And then I think so. This is my and I'm tweeting this right. I go, I wonder if those fucking headdresses were condor feathers, right?
There you go.
Because I bet if they were, and so I Google it, and they got condor headdresses.
Beautiful.
And I'm like, whoa. And then I see headdresses. I haven't looked at headdresses in a long time. I think I'm in one on this, but I hadn't looked in headdresses in a long time. Headdresses are fucking badass.
Amazing,
like they're
dude.
fucking badass.
Yes.
And I take I look at the site, and this one place makes gorgeous headdresses. I know I'm never gonna be able to buy and wear a headdress.
Why can't you wear a headdress?
Well,
I
Chris,
think that is exactly what culture appropriation is.
Yeah, but I want to have discourse.
I think that's going too far. Maybe a dress
Just
like it's a Halloween costume.
But what if you have a can of Arizona iced tea to balance it out?
I still think it's bad. I have a hard time wearing turquoise. So I just tweet out the picture. I go, these are fucking beautiful. There needs to be more people like this. I should get this woman a shout out. I wonder if I can find her fucking Twitter. She was cool as fuck. She just wrote like, hey Bert, just giving you a heads up. And no, everything reads cunty.
Sure.
Like just giving you a heads up.
Mhm.
In our culture, those headdresses need to be earned and not just bought on some Etsy website.
Yeah.
And I don't want you, like she was like looking out for me, go like, I don't want you to be canceled or something because you're buying a headdress because you think it looks cool or something. And then fucking other people start attacking her and going after her. And she's like, go fuck yourself. And then I just reply, I just think they're cool looking. And she was like, oh, cool. I'm taking care of you. I love people like that. More people like that where they go, oh, I'm not here to call you out. I'm here to like give you a
Help
thumbs
you.
up. I saw these two gay guys in short shorts. I wear really short shorts. I love wearing short shorts.
Yeah.
Really short shorts.
Sure.
Mhm.
Like aggressively short.
I like
3
that.
inches. 3 inches is my cut.
Mhm.
And so I saw these gay guys filling up water bottles, and my wife calls them boy shorts. And
Sure.
I didn't realize that can be with a mask on. Everything's offensive. When you have a mask on and you're walking by two guys in boy shorts filling up water bottles, I was wearing my boy shorts,
Yeah.
and I go, I love those boy shorts. And they turned around quick, like to light me up. And they're like, excuse me? And then they see I'm wearing boy shorts. I go, we're making a comeback, guys.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, that fucking instinct to hate, as
Right,
opposed to being
immediately.
like, I'm fucking rocking boy shorts.
Yeah, because the instinct to hate on people here's the thing, like when I see my whole attitude towards all that stuff on social media has changed. Two things. One, I think a majority, I don't know the number, but I think over 50% truly of the people who say negative things back to a tweet on Twitter or tweet negative divisive things are not real people at all. I think they're Russian bots. I'm being dead serious.
I would argue that too. I've read tweets. I read tweets last night where I wrote, what animal writes this?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's my dad FaceTiming me. I think because what you can usually tell when somebody has some divisive tweet or whatever, and it'll get like a bunch of retweets and comments, you'll see it's the same tweet, something commenting back to it, just from different accounts that look like regular American citizens, but it's different accounts. So that tells me somebody, I don't know if it's Russia, I don't know if it's an enemy, I don't know if it's in-house, I don't know, but a lot of it's not real. It's truly engineered to rise up real hate.
Yeah, that's because that's how you start a revolution.
Yeah.
There's a great podcast called Revolutions with Mike Duncan.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is get the people to start hating each other.
Yeah.
Let's fucking stir it up.
That's all you have to do.
Let's get them to attack each other, and then we can sit back and go.
You stir up anything. It's the next thing at the next thing. And then the second thing is now for me, like I used to, not really, but at times I would go back at someone who was tweeting vile stuff at me, whatever. But now I feel blessed and fortunate to not be them, because you have to understand the immense amount of pain you have to be in as an individual to tweet something vile at another human being, even if it offended you. You know how many times I've been offended by something and I just move on from it? But to actually write words, the two things, the narcissism you have to have, it's always about narcissism. That is the thing. That to me is the epidemic in our country. Not obesity, it's narcissism.
Oh, God,
That
yeah.
is the issue. The second thing is always the amount of pain that person is in, is to have to kind of tweet out that thing, that negative energy. I just feel like, man, like I used to be like, oh, fuck that. How could you say that about my kid? How could you say that about me? But now I'm like, damn, dude, like and mentally, I'm like, I hope you get the help you need, because you obviously are a very insecure, broken person that's in so much pain. If you're going to tweet that stuff out, or if you're going to say something about a family member of mine, or call my pregnant girlfriend a name, like, you're in beyond pain. Like, if your highlight of your day is to get someone to tweet back at you because you said something negative to them, I used to say, oh, it's disgusting, but now I don't use those adjectives. It's sad, and it's like they're actually genuinely a mentally broken person. Because I mean, dude, even positive stuff, like, look, we need fans. I appreciate all the fans, but like, I love the 1975. I fucking love that band like you can't imagine. I've never tweeted or messaged them ever in my life, because I'm like, I'll just buy tickets to their concert and go. Like, I'm not going to go there and be like, hey, look at me, dude, look at this comment. No, I'm just going to go to your show because I'm a fan of yours. I'll buy the ticket and go because I like your work. Yeah. That's, I think, most people. Like, even times with, when we think, well, oh, my fans hate me. No, they don't. The 2% of people who are voicing their opinion, a normal person who's got to go to work every day doesn't give a fuck on what you're doing. They're either a fan of yours or they're not. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. And that's why social media, I think the only way to save this, and again, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't have the answers and shit, but I think that you have to start charging money for social media at this point. It has to be like $15 a month or something like that to have an Instagram or to have a Twitter. I know the companies would never do that because they lose too much money, but because then that will weed out people who just want to be on there to talk shit and create this alter ego.
Burner accounts.
That'll stop all that. Because these people are usually the things that somebody tweets or Instagrams at you, they probably don't believe that in the physical world. They just create this new personality that they wish they could be, but they're really not in real life.
It's so nice when you have a moment like I had with those two gay guys where I said something about their shorts and then we all giggled. Yeah. Or like just like I saw my wife, this guy was his race doesn't matter, but he's a black dude, just got out of church with his chick. Right. They're dressed really nice. We're in Rite Aid yesterday. And he's got ice cream. Right. And I'm off to the side. I'm really weird. I have not gotten comfortable with people yet, but after COVID. I think I spent too much time away. So in a weird way, I find myself pulling myself out of situations and kind of just standing off to the side. And so they're in line. Leanne's about to go. They go next in line, and we have a bunch of shit, bunch of Easter candy stuff. And Leanne sees them and goes, oh, you guys only have that, and you have ice cream. Do you want to go? He was like, yeah, thanks. I just witnessed that, right? That little thing. Now, it matters because color seems like it's such a fucking hot button topic these days. But to see the exact opposite of a Karen is I don't think Leanne was like, you're black, do you want to go in front of me? Like, she was just like, hey, do you have ice cream?
You're a human being. You're a person. That's the thing. Being. And he even changed too. Like, I remember when I first started comedy, like 2010, like I would be like, I would always say like, 2011 or whatever, like trying to be like, go into like, if it was an all black crowd, be like, oh, I'm the white guy, I'm the crazy guy, whatever. Now it's like, people are people. The last thing you want to do, and especially in a comedy show, is like call out someone because they're a race other than white. It's like, it's stupid. It's like that even if you're funny and they're laughing at it, it's still, the whole point of this is we're all one together. That's why for me, sometimes when I'm like the affirmative action stuff where I understand it, I'm like, I look at that as, and again, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how this thing plays on society, but I'm like, isn't the way to get there, but we're all just one and the same, or all just people? Like,
social interaction's coming back, and it doesn't. And we've all been in this collectively. So when we're coming out of it, I think people are a little bit more patient with each other and a bit kinder.
I think I bet there's people listening to this right now going like in a truck going like, I haven't noticed any of this.
Yeah,
like I live in Idaho.
Sure.
I work with everyone. I work in a factory. And we all just bust each other's balls every day.
Well, here's how you know the internet is bullshit. When like you go on there and you're like, oh, you think there's all this division and stuff like that. When you go to just a simple comedy show, it's all different races, religions, creeds, and colors, laughing or not laughing in unison, depending on the material, having a great fucking time.
Well, I'll tell you the thing that has really opened my eyes is representation. Like I say this, you got to remember, by the way, we have the full bottle if you want another glass.
Yeah.
I don't have the calories.
And so are you always worried about your belly?
No, dude, I'm worried. It's my thighs and my ass.
I was just thinking,
a thunder ass.
When doing that fitting the other day, they're like, oh, you have great legs. And I was like, I got, Red Band is the guy Red Band's got big thighs and a big ass.
Right.
Like he gains weight in his ass and his legs. Red Band's like right now. Brian's like, what the fuck, Bert?
Yeah.
But he's like, why'd you have to light me up?
What are you, size 36 or 38?
36.
Wow, nice.
That's great.
36.
Dude.
You got a tiny ass.
I got a tiny ass. I got really great legs, like really
Yeah.
skinny legs. I have a belly, but I'm never going to lose X. I like drinking. But right now, I got to be honest with you. I did this podcast with,
Yeah, you look like you're in good shape,
I'm
actually.
in great shape.
You look solid.
Today, I've gotten to this place where I've never did this lifting weights, where my brain has flipped over, and I think it's because I'm starting to see like the end of the party, like the end of life.
Oh wow.
I'm starting to see that, and I'm going, well, you got to get in shape for death. You got to get in shape for like being
Age
a
gracefully.
grandfather and being like, you got to get in shape for that. And I've always run and running is something I can wrap my head around very easily. But I just started lifting weights, and I got this thing where it was like, there's a motto that my trainer will say, she'll go, you can do anything for 20 seconds.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, you can do anything. You can do anything for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I just love when you get to that place where not the first two. So like today we were doing deadlifts, clean, press, and then kettlebell swings.
Right.
We were doing 10 on each side, so 20
Right.
total.
Right.
And it was just keep going.
Mhm.
And I got to, it's not the first one is where your brain goes, ugh, this is gonna be a long one.
Right.
And at 5, you're like, fuck, I'm home. I'm only halfway there. But at 7, you start going, you can do anything for 20 seconds, and it's
Yeah.
just 20 more seconds.
Almost at the
We
finish
did
line.
we did polar plunges the other day.
Yeah.
Did you see it on my Instagram?
No.
I did it. We did 4 bags of ice in our real bathtub. The bathtub we're putting in our bedroom. We just took the top off of it. It's right there, and we just took the top off the box and filled it with ice. And we had all the kids get in there. We got in there. We did 3 minutes in a polar plunge. All the kids did it. And it was that mind over matter of just doing breathing exercises.
Yeah.
And I was like, it changed the way I've always done polar plunges, but I can only do them for a minute. I could never do more than a minute. And man, we did 3 minutes
You
each.
proved it to yourself.
My daughter did my fucking 16-year-old daughter did 3 minutes. And I was like, and so my brain has switched a little bit in like the way I'm seeing working out. And I remember saying meanest things. Like, if we're going to talk about cancel culture, like I should definitely be canceled by weightlifters for the things I've said about lifting weights
Right.
on podcasts.
Right.
I regret them. I really, and then, there's no attachment to this, right?
Right.
This is a perfect example. There's no attachment to like if these were statements about either someone of color or someone of sex, someone's sexuality, you'd go, he doesn't mean that. Okay. Right. But we can say this clearly because I see the world differently now. I remember saying to Joe and Tom, the dumbest thing you can do in the world is lift weight. Literally the dumbest people I know have good bodies. The dumbest people in the world.
Yeah.
I said this to them on podcasts. I've said this. There's video of me saying this. And I meant it. Like some people tweet racist shit. They don't mean it. They're just trying to be funny. I actually fucking meant it.
Yeah.
And now that I'm doing it, I see a different side of the world. And I go, I was wrong. And I mean that. I really mean I was wrong to ever criticize someone for enjoying lifting weights. Right. It really does a lot for your mentality. And Joe would tell me that. And I would be like, I would say to Tom, I've said to Joe, I think you're out of your fucking mind at times. Like you're and then he called me the other day and I'm in the middle of this mace fucking flow, this 25-minute mace flow.
Yeah.
I've heard him talk about this.
Yeah.
I meant it when I mocked it. I meant it. Mace flow is the most ridiculous looking thing you're ever going to see.
What is it? What's mace flow?
It's a fucking mace, like you'd see in a
like you get maced.
No, like you'd see in a medieval. Like you ever seen the guy swing the stick with the big ball on the end?
Oh shit, yeah.
And I have these mace things that on it makes, and I fucking love them.
Yeah.
And I've mocked them so much.
Yeah.
I've commented on Aubrey's videos. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I am documented mocking this. And I love it now.
Yeah.
So like you people can change because I'm doing these mace flows. I fucking love them.
Yeah.
But I never looked at physicality that way. Like when Tom got hurt, it fucked my brain up bad.
I used to be a physical therapist, and it was one of those things where when I saw that video, with I have a doctorate degree in this, I said, I have no idea how he did that to his body. It's one of those things where it's like you blow your leg out, and then it's like, of course, you're not going to put your arm out now to break the landing. You
Great
wouldn't
job
do
setting the arm.
You wouldn't do that. But then when I saw that happen, it was one of those things where I my physical therapy friend, people that I went to school with, I'm still like in a group chat with them, and I texted them the video, and they were all like, how? I've never seen it. And I was just like, holy fucking shit. I mean, that's going to be a long rehab.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, because that's the thing with injuries with me, I guess, because being a physical therapist, I don't look away. I look like, how did that happen? And I still couldn't figure out how it happened because it went so quick. But I think it was one of those things where it was like, hey, man, you get up from an injury like that, like Tom's personality has changed for life now. It has to.
No,
that's a traumatic injury that I would work with people at NYU. Granted, it was no brain stuff, thank God. But when you contort your body that way and you see it and your mind changes now. Now you walk through life a little bit different.
And I mean,
rightfully so.
Clearly, I'm not trying to like tag on to that, but it changed me forever.
Right.
Like it changed me forever. I started really caring about like certain things I just didn't care about.
Sure.
Like my knees. I started lifting weights because I was like, I'm running so much. And I remember Joe being like, aren't you worried about your knees? And then I remember the next day I'm on the treadmill and I'm like, Tom was just moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, and his patella ruptured.
But then the arm is the big issue too.
Arm was the fucking
That's
worst,
the big
man.
issue. That's the one, like, if again, in a situation, who knows what the fuck we'd ever do. But when you're falling, don't ever use your arm to brace your fall like that because your elbow can't take it. You have to just land on your back. But that's easier said than done in the moment because things happen so quick.
I broke my elbow.
Like that? Like Tommy?
I had a collision at first base when I was playing ball, and I put my arm out, shattered the hammer part of
The
that.
humerus?
My elbow, and had to wipe my ass with my other hand for 3 months.
For 3 months?
Yeah.
But was it contorted that way?
No,
Because that's the
thank
thing
God.
is sometimes like injuries aren't as bad, but it's the emotional component to
his injury was
his injury was very bad. But I'm saying sometimes like, you can dislocate your shoulder and your arm's hanging off, but like we could pop it back in and you can go.
I thought that's what it was.
Broken bones.
When I reset it, I thought it was just dislocated, and I was like, I'll just move this back to where it should be.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I know, dude.
It fucked
Wait,
me
you
up.
set his arm right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't see it?
I didn't see. I saw I didn't see you
Your
set his arm.
reaction to it was very interesting. Your reaction to that was really fucking interesting.
That's something you felt right in your asshole immediately, right? That's what you see an injury like that. For some reason, guys, it just feel right in your ass.
Oh,
puckered.
For me, it's my asshole, my nipples,
Right.
and I
Yeah. Shit.
his
man.
response was so real. See, like I don't like I get anxiety about realness, right? So like you ever see people start to yell, like you ever heard someone yell, I lost my son. Johnny, you're at
Sure.
you're at like a park or something. Jason. Here's what's crazy is just the idea. I've talked about this before, and I never make it sense when I'm saying it, but the idea that person went there so quickly always gives me anxiety.
Sure.
That panic of watching someone go from, civil, like we're walking by, hi, how you doing, to like, I lost my son. Oh God, he's dead. Help me. Like,
Yeah.
it fucking freaks me out. And Tom's response when he fell was so real. It fucked me up where he went, call 911, call Christina. And I was like
he knew
he knew this was a real
bad.
deal. And then I was with him for the next, 24 hours roughly of getting him
right
getting him into his house, getting him into a bed, getting him food, getting him comfortable, getting him a wheelchair, getting him a transport, getting him to the hospital, getting him to an orthopedic surgeon, getting him to a hospital, getting him to like all that shit.
But why did you set his arm? Why didn't the 911 people? Did Tom want you to set?
You just got to see it. It just happened.
I didn't know. I saw the injury, but I didn't see you set his arm.
Yeah.
Let me see you set his arm.
like
Hang on.
almost like afraid to, but like you
Also,
had to.
too, if the camera got if I get an erection, it's
Closer.
not. It's just because I like injuries. It's not anything to do with this trying to be. I get blood flow to my dick. But I was a physical therapist,
I love this guy, Crime Faces.
Crime Faces is a funny guy when he just
fucking-
goes over when he just voices over shit.
I guess his account got deleted.
Crime? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me see. I know I got.
Yeah, I didn't see you setting it, but that's brave to set it and do that. You kind of got to like know what you're doing. Did you just fucking wing it?
No, I just saw that it was hurt, and I knew that something needed to be done.
He put it back in a position that looked natural.
It wasn't
Oh,
good.
when you just came in. Okay. But it was still, yeah, you couldn't set it. I thought you meant like you twisted and set it.
I did. Kind
Wow.
of. You got to see it.
Let me see it. Yeah.
I'm trying to
it's
figure
bad.
out where. Was that after Winston Churchill Day?
Is there a restaurant?
Oh, here you go.
Winston
Okay.
Churchill's a 10.
So
10 out of 10, Winston Churchill.
this is Crime Faces doing it. Crime Face is the best. Yeah,
So you just, because he wound up breaking his humerus?
humerus, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so I just twisted. It was back this way, and I just twisted it forward like.
But it didn't cause him any pain. What was the most pain for him? His arm or his knee, did he say?
I don't know.
Or was just an overall?
I think the knee was the biggest problem because the arm was, once they put his arm in surgery, they were like, you'll be using your arm pretty quickly.
Got it.
Right now, he's trying to get his hand to work.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing with arm. When any time was the craziest thing when I was a physical therapist, you would learn like any type of hand-arm injury, they can always fix that. The risk is this thing called adhesive capsulitis, frozen shoulder, where literally your brain thinks because you stopped using your hand that your arm got cut off. Your brain doesn't understand that. They're like, this guy's been using his arm for his whole life. Now he's not using his arm anymore because, you're in pain, but you're thinking, oh, I don't need to. I'll use my arm when I feel better. But then your shoulder.
Hey, Don, grab a bottle of red while you're over there.
Get one more red. But then your brain says, okay, the arm's gone, and it starts to send things to your shoulder like adhesive. We call it adhesive capsulitis because it starts to send like this scar tissue to your arm. Say, oh, we don't need it anymore. Let's protect it from infection.
I got frozen shoulder.
Yeah.
I got frozen shoulder when we were redoing our old house. I slept on it weird, and all of a sudden I couldn't raise it over this.
Really?
And all of a sudden, yeah, but it went away. It went away really quickly. Oh no, is there a twist off over there? No. There's a bottle opener in the far right top. Go for the Zen.
Let's go for the Zenny Zen.
And then there should be a wine opener top drawer. But but yeah, that experiencing all that made me change the way, not that I live my life, but just I was like, all of a sudden I got very into wanting to work out very hard.
Right.
And so right now my workouts are pretty fucking aggressive. It was a 2,000 row this morning to start it off. I do a 2,000 row.
Right.
First of all, I ran 5 miles in the morning at like 8 in the morning.
Treadmill or
Treadmill. I did, by the way, which is not good for your glutes. I don't know if you know this.
No.
And so I came up, I was drunk one night and I realized Rogan always said, I really fucking owe Rogan an apology. All the shit I just didn't listen to him about. I just didn't listen to him. So, I think a lot of people know him as Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
I just know him as, it sounds crazy, but I just know him as Joe, as like the guy that was really fun to fucking party with.
Right.
That was it. Like I don't listen to a lot of the weightlifting and I don't listen to a lot of the like learning podcasts
right.
that he does. I listen to like, if there's like a Navy SEAL or
Right.
if there's like a hunter, I'll listen to the hunting ones, oddly enough. I don't listen to anything QAnon or any of that shit. And I usually don't listen to the weightlifting. I never listen to the weightlifting ones. Comics, always comics. I remember him telling me treadmill running isn't real running. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's fucking, you're on a treadmill. And he's like, no, it's not real running. What happened was my glutes, and you'll appreciate this with your background, my glutes and my hamstrings were super underdeveloped. Despite the fact that I ran 1,000 miles on a treadmill this year, were super undeveloped. And what was happening was my quads and my calves were fucking on fire.
Right.
Because all I was doing was catching myself.
Got it.
So I would catch I just get on a treadmill, and when I run, it's just me catching myself from falling technically.
Right.
Not pushing myself forward.
Right.
Which is how you should run.
Right.
And so I go in to start training, and the trainer's like, the simplest thing, like stand on one foot, lock in your glute and stand on one foot. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand for like 5 seconds on one foot. I had no balance.
Wow.
She was like, you have no glutes. You have no glutes, no hamstrings. Right. And then all of a sudden we start doing, deadlifts and all stuff to build up your glutes and hamstrings. And I get on a treadmill, and all of a sudden it's like, I have all these muscles in the back of my legs where I'm like, I'm doing sprints.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, man, your body is fucking fascinating.
Fascinating.
I would love, what I'd love is I'd love some sort of, first of all, I'd love someone to reinvent the toothbrush and the fork while they're at it.
He's got a business coming out. What's it called?
It's called Floss Guys.
Floss Guys. He's got a floss business coming
Tell me
out.
about it. First of all, you are talking to one of the biggest flossers in the business.
I'm trying to make floss cool with a partner of mine. Nobody does it. We're going to do it.
Walk me through it.
So it's a floss guy. It's going to be an oral-based subscription company. We're going to use all natural, obviously, bamboo toothbrushes. We're going to do all natural floss picks because we're trying to eliminate plastics. And then each subscription we sell, a toothbrush gets sent to Central America because we're doing research, and apparently it's one of the leading causes of suicide in Central America right now. It's mouth pain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Mouth pain is
Beginning of
brutal.
quarantine, I had a a abscess tooth that had turned abscess, but it was needed a root canal. Oof.
Yeah.
I'm
Bad news.
You just sat there. I just sat there, just going like, just get this to stop. Just make it stop. I bought so much Orajel, and I just fill my mouth with Orajel, and I just fall asleep for a second. I put ice cubes in my mouth, and then shove Orajel in my cheek, and just fall asleep with it, and then you just wake up searing fucking pain.
Mouth pain is a different type of pain, and health stems from your mouth. And so that's, we just want to teach good
That's
oral
heart health
habits
is all about how clean your mouth is.
I'm a big time water pick guy. Like, I use water picks twice a day.
Right.
I love water picks. I love what, like, I have, my only fear is this is what's really fucking me up right now. I got one tooth in the back, the one that was a problem tooth. They put a crown on, and Christina Pajinski is a big tooth person too. She's a big flosser person. Yeah. Really big flosser.
Successful people, the majority of successful people that I've run into floss. Unsuccessful people don't floss.
Yeah.
You don't floss?
I don't floss. But I have it there.
I'm just kidding.
Teeth.
He's got great teeth. He's got a good
great
mouth.
teeth.
He's a genetic freak. Like, he's been directly exposed to COVID how many times? Didn't fucking get it.
Don't fucking knock on wood too much.
No.
Let me tell you something. I said to Dr. Drew, I'm going to outlive Tom. And he was like, no way. I said, yeah. No, I'm a genetic freak. Like, I can party all night tonight. I get up in the fucking morning, 6 a.m. I woke up this morning, get the kids out the door for school, make lunches with Leanne. Leanne leads the charge. She feeds the dogs. Cup of coffee on the treadmill, 5 miles over here, fucking kettlebell swings, dead press, bench, all the shit. I do all of that for 55 minutes here. I can go back, I take a nap. I'm a fucking regular person. Podcast, party tonight. Got some lamb shanks I'm going to be grilling up. Like, I love that. I told Drew, I go, I'm a fucking genetic freak. I go, I'm going to outlive Tom. No questions asked. And I'm going to enjoy that funeral because everyone's going to go, it should have been Bert, right? And I go, I have Mickey Mantle gene. 2 days later, Drew calls me and he goes, I tested COVID positive. You might want to get tested. I was like, and then he just goes real casually, looks like we'll be putting that Mickey Mantle gene to the test, huh? I was like, never. I'm never saying that again.
Yeah.
I'm never saying that
again.
But
you were COVID negative.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for both of you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't take my chances.
And then I said to Drew, I go, I think it's my blood type. I'm O positive. And he goes, I'm O positive, asshole. I go, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm super safe though. It may not look it to a lot of people, but I am very, very safe. Like
even when you do the shows, it's always mask, distance, no pictures with the fans.
I haven't done a show since, like, those drive-ins were just no contact with anybody.
Yeah,
we were in our own bubble. We never saw anyone. Like, we never no contact.
Let me ask you this: when you have to go away to Serbia for 3 months and all that, leave home, leave the family, do you get like anxiety about that? Like, do you does it like emotionally? You're like, fuck, I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm not gonna see my home for 3 months. Like, because can you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with that? Obviously, you deal with that. Like, what do you think?
I think I'm so conditioned to, I remember pissing and moaning one time about how hard my life was. I was gone for 2 weeks at a time, and then I did stand up, and then sometimes I'd be gone. I would only see the girls 7 days out of the week, and I remember
7 days out of the month.
Out of the month.
Oh.
Yeah, that seems different.
7 days out of the week. I'm like, wow, that's great.
That.
Yeah.
Bert doesn't fuck around, dude.
These chicks at the wine place they have a wine podcast. It's really great.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I ended up sobbing, crying at the end of it because I got too drunk, and I told a story about how I got into stand up and fucking just anyway. And I remember some guys in the military. A mom in the military says, my husband's deployed for like 18 months, and then I remember running into dudes in the military going, the way they said it was so cavalier. He was like, "Yeah, man, I got a family. I was gone for like 12 months. That's what we do." I was like, "When?" He was like, "That's what we do. Like, this is what you do. That's what I do. That's what we do." And I remember a comic having me on his podcast, and he shit on me because I was gone for so much and I had a family. Dude, shouldn't you want to be with that family? And I remember going, by the way, this guy, I'll tell you his name right now so that you know who it is. And I was like, yeah, you're not a real comic. Like,
Yeah.
this is what we do, man. This
Yeah.
like I said it back to him like I was in the military. I go, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And so I go, this is what I do. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the fucking luckiest guy in the goddamn world to be having an
Right.
opportunity to do something like that. And fuck yeah, I won't get depressed at all. I won't get depressed once. I'll miss them. I'll miss the fact that they're getting to move into a new house and I won't be there for it, and that I'll come home and it will already be lived in. It'll already be furnished, and I won't have any part of that. But I don't give a fuck, man. This is what I do.
Right.
Like that's the trade-off.
Will they come out and see you maybe
No.
for a little bit? No,
They were going to, and then I just thought, you know what?
No.
Don't like. Just stay here and enjoy your life. Like, you
Right.
just
right.
it's interesting. I remember, you hear the things you need to hear in a lot of people.
Mhm.
Greg Fitzsimmons once told me I felt bad because I am the dad that I don't care if I do stand up at night and I stay out till 2. I get up at 6 with the girls. I
Yeah.
do it every
No,
morning.
you seem like a great father, no matter
whatever.
what.
But
Always with your kids.
I'm rough. I'm not the best dad at all. This fucking pandemic's taught me a lot about my parenting. But
But that's a positive thing because you learn from it.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, I had a great moment with my daughter Georgia last night. Every night at dinner we do best favorite part of the day, worst part of the day. What are you grateful for today?
That's awesome.
And last night I said I'm grateful for Georgia, and everyone was like, "You never like dials. You never pick one kid over the other kid,
Yeah,
right?"
Yeah.
I just said I'm grateful that you allow me to be a shitty person and fuck up and still love me. And I was like, a lot of kids would just give up on their dad,
Yeah.
and you could see her like, is he drunk? Like what?
Yeah.
What like why? Where's this
Yeah.
coming from? And I was like, yeah, I've not parented her well. I've micromanaged her. She quit the softball team. This is, by the way, this is just family gossip now. She quit the softball team and it fucked me up. It really, really fucked me up.
Right.
Because I got one rule, and it's don't quit anything. Don't ever fucking quit. You start a podcast, don't ever quit it. When people go, I'm starting a new podcast, I go, what happened to your other one? They go, I quit it. I go, wait, you're not allowed to quit anything.
Yeah.
Like, so when it comes to stand up, I remember Dimitri Martin said to me in the back of the fucking, he was saying that Ray Romano and David Tell were friends and something. And he said, I guarantee you, Dimitri Martin does not remember this. He turned to me and he goes, I guess if we just don't quit doing stand-up, we'll be successful.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
went, I can sign up for that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you that I'm going to be talented
Yeah.
or that I'm going to be the best comic in here,
You just keep going.
but I can guarantee you I will show up to this club every fucking night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I remember just going, so, okay.
Yeah.
If you promise that when you get successful, you'll help me. And if I get successful, and by the way, we've never helped each other once.
I was
But
gonna say he's never been on this podcast, but
no,
what can
he's
you-
never, he doesn't, I don't think he knows I exist.
Yeah.
By the way, I feature like that's
Yeah.
where I'm at in my career, but like I grind out, and so I go to like all the Funny Bones, all this, like all of those places all over the country, and everybody always speaks so highly of you whenever. And Colleen in Omaha
Oh, yeah. Well,
loves you.
Colleen's the best. She really is the best. I mean, here's the other thing is like there were a bunch of things that you hear when you need to hear. And like one of the first things I heard was David Tell told me, I can tell you real quick, they're not going to watch your set, but they will check and see how many drinks they sold at the end of the night.
Mhm.
And he's like, don't go in and be a fucking asshole. Just
Right.
go in, do your set,
Yeah.
have a good time, and fucking leave. And if you're selling drinks, you'll come back next time. I heard that and I was like, I can't. I remember working with Daniel Tosh. Daniel Tosh is such a fucking better comedian than me. I mean, like, if we're being real, that guy fucking runs circles around me. I think we have different careers in different ways because of our things that make us good. Like, there's certain things that you're not going to get out of Tosh. Like, I don't think a lot of people are going to go like, he was the funnest guy to be around.
Yeah.
But I remember going like, oh, I can definitely sell drinks, and I can also not be an asshole. Like, I can just be the fun guy
Yeah.
when I'm there, because I like to have fun and I want everyone to have a good time. But yeah, it's amazing the things you hear. Greg Fitzsimmons once told me, he goes, I said, yeah, how do you do this with the kids? And he goes, I'm a stand-up comedian. If I get up early with them, I go back to bed. I'm a comedian. This is what, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's,
You've put all your eggs in this basket. That's
Right.
that's
yeah, this
good
is
job.
exactly what I do.
It has to. It's like I want my kids to have like a better life than I did. So there's a chance in a career like this where financially, at least, you can give them things like my kids can have a pool. I never had a pool. Like all those things. But what that requires is at times you know, you have to be selective or whatever, but at times just being away from them. That's the nature of the business.
It's the nature of the business.
You have to do it. I know.
And your kids will get used to it and be like, so this is what it is. And my kids are so fucking used to it, like to the point where they go, like, and it's different, you know, like I'm not doing spots in LA. Everyone's opening up outdoor venues and I'm not doing spots. And my daughter just goes, hey, you know, things are kind of crazy in the world right now. It would be better if you just stayed at home with us until you leave. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And so if they speak up like that and they feel comfortable doing that, they're like, yeah. I remember Georgia one time saying, I like when you, I don't know if this was subtle, but like, I like when you do stand up, but you're awake in the morning for us.
Got it.
And I was like, I got it. I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Don't go eat edibles and fucking
Right.
out until 4 a.m. and going chasing parties and then come home and be like, no, I'm kind of here. All right, guys, dad's going to bed.
Yeah, no. Like, you got to be there. Like, that's what my girl says too. She's like, if you're going to be home and like not doing shows and not on the road, then don't be on your phone. You have to be present. Like, be here with us. Because her whole thing is like, at the end of your life, what you're going to probably think about, I would imagine, on your deathbed is the time that you spent with your children and us, not the funny bones, right? She's like,
I have a few funny bone thoughts. I had one yesterday. Want to talk about a fucking, you got to remember, like, I am a broken dude brain wise. Like, whatever is going on with my brain is different. And so like, I can get very morose.
Good fucking word, dude.
Like, I can get very, like, I can find things where I go, shit, I can't really share this thought because I think it'll fuck up the timing of when I had this thought. So yesterday morning, I was trying to have sex with Leanne for like 2 days in a row and it just wasn't happening.
Couldn't get it up?
No. She had shit going on and my approach was maybe a little sideways. Like, I remember I pulled my dick out one time. I was just like, what are you going to do about this?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I'm out. And
yeah.
So, but yesterday morning, it's Sunday. Was it Sunday yesterday?
Yeah.
And I've been sleeping with my top windows open up in our bedroom so I can hear the birds in the morning.
Beautiful.
And Leanne came in and she opens up the windows, opens up the blinds. So you feel fresh air. It's a beautiful Sunday yesterday. Feel fresh air. You hear the birds. It's early in the morning. And we just start hooking up immediately. And it just was and it was like the perfect time where you didn't try to work for it. So it just showed up.
Natural.
Happened, yeah.
And we have great sex. And then I go, and I always have this thought when we have sex, is I go, I can't believe I still like this with her.
Right.
Like, because there's so many girls that you just stopped liking it. You're like,
sex with them.
I'm done with this chick.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. And
what's the longest you ever went without having sex with her? But you've been home. No, I'm not talking about
with her?
Yeah.
Oh, it's never more than a week.
Nice.
We have sex every week.
That's beautiful.
We have sex once a week, every week.
A lot of couples don't do that. They'll go a month. No sex.
No. We have sex every week. And so, but that's on her. Like, she definitely is. She definitely makes sure that she knows that, like, I'm kind of, I just feel like we don't connect. And so she takes one for the team a lot.
Nice.
And yesterday was one of those times, I think.
Yeah.
And so we get done.
Yeah, you fucking
we get done.
jerking off to condors.
We're sideways on the bed. And I'm listening to the birds.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, this is perfect. Everything's perfect right now. Everything in my life is perfect right now. And I said, one day it won't be. One day I'll be on my deathbed and I'll be dying. I just had an orgasm.
Yeah.
And I think one day I'll be on my deathbed. Because I think, I keep thinking, if I could time travel, I would time travel when I had orgasms to other times I had orgasms.
Yeah.
That would be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you had an orgasm, then you went, ah, like right when it started, you'd start time traveling. And then when it finished, you'd be inside another chick, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like a time like 20 years ago. And you're like, oh, I'm back in college.
Yeah.
Shit, this is my bathroom at the Timbers. Oh, fuck. Like,
yeah.
And so I have an orgasm and I'm having this thought about time travel. And I think one day I'm going to be on a deathbed and I'll be looking up at Leanne and I'll be dying and my daughter's going to be sad. And I want to remember right now, because nothing's better than right now.
No.
Like, the birds are singing. It's wind's blowing in.
Sure.
The kids are still asleep. I got a full day. I know what I'm doing. We're going to do polar plunge. We're all going to do a group workout. And then we're going to go have food over at our friend's house. Like, all this is lined up. And I'm like, oh, this is the best time to be alive. Like I'm the happiest I've ever been right now.
Sure.
I just want to remember this on my deathbed.
Yeah.
And then I've had times where I had an orgasm and she's like, and then I have this weird look. She goes, what are you thinking? And I go, one day, I go, you're the face I'm going to look at when I die. Like I always think that. Like Leanne's the face I'm going to look at when I die.
Is this after every orgasm?
And lately it has
think
been.
about
Lately.
Jesus.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish, like I there was a period where I was like, I don't know if I'm a comedian or if I'm just crazy. Like where I go, I had thoughts. I remember one time they were setting up for George, who was it, Clinton and then George Bush?
Yeah.
They were setting up for George Bush. And I just was like, and I was looking at everyone and I was like, I wonder if there's people that are just have never known they would be really good at an assassination.
Right.
But if you put them in this scenario and go, hey, how would you go about it? They'd be like, oh, I got this. And then I was like, oh, that's the people they hire. Like all these people that they've hired are just like people are going, here's where their brain's thinking, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just spring into it. Yeah. I know, man. Yeah. I think about like
Well, you're still fun. What are you, 32?
36.
You still got, and you just had kids, 32? You guys are at the beginning of life. Like
How old were you when you had your first child?
30, I don't know, 32.
You were 32. Yeah.
32 when I had Georgia. Oh, I remember it was like the greatest time of my life. I think I'm pretty romantic in that I think every time is the greatest time I've ever had in my life.
But that's dope, too, because you're always in the present.
This podcast this summer is brought to you by Bird Dogs. These are the most versatile shorts I have, meaning I can put them on. I'm jealous that I'm not going to be here until September because September's actually perfect. Isn't that when Labor Day is?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I'm in all of August. I'm in Macon, Georgia. All of September, I will be home. I will be healthy. First thing I'll do is I'll put on a pair of Bird Dogs and I'm going to go out, jump in the pool. No, I'll go out and work out. You can work out in them because they have these great liners inside them that kind of hold your junk together. Then you jump in the pool. Then you hang out outside and get a little sun. Darken up, right? Feel good about yourself. Then you go out and throw some burgers on the grill. You're wearing the same shorts. By this time, they are completely dry. You're jumping back in the pool because you sweat over by the grill. Then you're going over and you're going to have a cigar by the fire pit, have a cold beer, and these shorts make you feel skinny. Elastic waistband, right? They're amazing shorts. And I got the high-legged shorts because I'm working on my legs this summer because I can't work on my arms. I'm working on my legs. Those high-legged shorts are perfect. Bird Dogs stole Lululemon's designers, and they're just doing it better. And Bird Dogs' new summer styles are all out on their website. Go to birddogs.com and enter the code BERT, and they're going to throw in a free Bird Dog whistle tip football. That's the football you had when you were a kid. I don't know if you had that. It was like the must-have beach toy that you could throw those things like a mile, it felt like. That's birddogs.com and use the promo code BERT and boom, a free Bird Dogs whistle tip football with your pair of Bird Dogs. You're going to love their styles, by the way. I rock seersucker and American flag are my back and forth. And I just, as soon as I wear one, I throw it in the sink or in the tub, let them sit for the night, wear the next ones the next day, flip flop. That's my summer. Go to birddogs.com, promo code BERT, and boom, free Bird Dog whistle tip football with your pair of Bird Dogs. You're not going to take them off, I promise. This podcast is brought to you by Blue Blocks. Let me tell you something. These are my go-to readers. I have 3 pairs. I have a clear pair for computer eye fatigue. I get headaches sometimes. If I get on my phone too much or on my computer, I get headaches. And it kind of, it's like a digital eye strain. It makes me super tired by the end of the day. I'm like, almost like twitchy. Then I've got these amber lenses, these sleep blue light blocking glasses. And I'm telling you, man, these things are out of this world. And then I've got these yellow lenses, and Isla stole my yellow lenses. By the way, we don't even have the same prescription. Leanne got my prescription. It's super easy. Leanne did all this for me. She got my prescription, got me all these before I went to Serbia, and now these are my go-to. And what I love is they have the blue blocks on the side, so you know they're more higher end than just typical readers that you get. They've got blue light glasses during the day when you're working on screens. They've got the summer glow glasses during the day when you're working on screens under artificial light. And they've got the sleep glasses 2 to 3 hours before bed. They help create sleep hormones to aid with better sleep. They're made in an optic laboratory in Australia, not mass produced in Asia. They're stylish frames that have been featured in GC, QC, and Vogue. Science-backed technology, tested to ensure they work unlike other blue light glass companies, and more expensive than other brands, but I'm telling you, that is a guarantee that they work. For me, that at least, I know that they're a little better than those cheap, I don't want to say the name of them, but the ones you get at Rite Aid. And that's why I liked having these. I'm telling you right now, if you're in need of glasses, they come in prescription, non-prescription, reading options, glasses for every need. Blue light to help with digital eye strain, Summer Glow to help with low mood, migraines, and the sleep to improve your sleep. Blue Box also has other amazing products such as low blue light bulbs, red light therapy devices, and 100% blackout sleep masks, all backed by science. Blue Box ships worldwide in rapid time, easy returns, and exchange. All Leanne did is she went to blueblocks.com/Bert. She used our promo code. Gangster ass wife I have. That's BLUBLOX.com/Bert and use the promo code Bert to save 15% off. That's BLUBLOX.com, blueblocks.com/Bert and use the code Bert at checkout to save 15% off. Yeah.
I have a question because you were making money when you had to, like, I'm broke as, like,
Oh, I know that feeling.
like, did you have a child when you were broke as, or were you?
You want to know? You want to know? So depressing.
I'm so fucking.
So depressing. So we have Georgia, Leanne. I'm featuring. I'm making $700 a week, and I got to pay for flight and hotel.
I just did Tampa. They're not even paying $100 a set still.
Okay, same.
Same.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you get the condo. But if you're not working with a great headliner, you got to share the condo. And then you're working with a guy you don't respect, and you're like, I got to fucking live with this guy and hear his ideas on comedy. And I have 3 weekends lined up. First one is with Dave Attell. Next one's with Daniel Tosh. I fly home from working with Daniel Tosh, and he says, and then Louis C.K. After I done with Louis C.K., Daniel Tosh texts me and he goes, hey, any good poker games? And I go, by the way, it wasn't a text. I think we talked on the phone. I don't think there was texting back then.
Yeah.
But I go, yeah, there's a poker game I know. Tuesday night, my buddy has a poker game. And he was like, cool. Is it cool if I come? And I was like, yeah. So he goes, I'll pick you up. So he comes to my house. He comes up to my house. I have a kid. Tosh is also like 30 years old. Maybe he's 28, 30 years old. At the
He's
time.
younger than you.
I'm sure he's got to be younger than me. See how old Daniel Tosh is? And I have a kid. I'm living in an apartment. Tosh is making legit money.
Right.
Legit money. He's not doing what he is. He's making legit money. And I invite him up. I introduce him to Leanne. He's one of the funniest guys I fucking know. I introduce him to my daughter, and you can see him just shake his head like, I do not want to see your daughter.
Right.
Like, and by the way, that's Daniel Tosh. I don't want to see your kid.
Right.
And I was like, come on, just get, no, I don't fucking want to see. What are you going to turn into this guy that can't appreciate a good fucking baby rape joke now? And you're like, no, I can still get that. So then I say to Leanne, hey, babe, I need $100. And she goes, we don't have it. And I said, no, I'm just going to go play poker. She goes, yeah, we don't have it. I said, no, I'm not going to lose it. I will win money tonight. The first top 8 make money. I need $100. And she goes, we don't have it. And I said, just give me I know it's not here. Give me a bank card so I can get $100. And she looks at me in front of Daniel Tosh and goes, honey, we don't have $100 in our bank account. And I'm like, for real? She goes, yeah, we don't have any money. And Daniel goes, I am so uncomfortable right now. I'll pay you $100 to make this stop. He's 45. He's a couple years younger than me.
Yeah.
And so I want.
And then you had, but see, that's the thing, because Don, you asked, a lot of times I'll hear people say, and whatever, to each their own, whatever anybody wants to do, but they're like, oh, it's not the right time for me to have a kid. I don't have the money. I don't have this.
That's what I said.
When you have a child,
just have it.
when you have a child, the universe, I don't know what happens, but
The universe lines
the
up.
universe just starts to be like, hey, listen, if you're going to be a father and do this, then you just start to find a way to get the money, or you find a way to make your kid's life and your life livable, or find your way to make your life livable for your children. So like Bert, like you didn't have $100 then, but then as life went on, you start to get more money.
And I remember distinctly, when I was pregnant with Georgia, I was in the hole like fucking 16 grand or something. So I didn't know that I didn't save up to pay taxes or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly what it was, but my business manager told me I owed money. I was freaked out. I called my dad, and my dad's like, this is being a man. This is what it's like being a man.
Yeah.
It's an initiation. I'm not saying that women don't go through this. There's single moms who go through this. And I wish that this wasn't the conversation I have. I'm just telling you the conversation I had with my dad is This is what it's like to be a man. This is what men do. Now you're going to be humble and you're going to reach out to people and say, I'll do whatever I can to make some money. You may get a job at fucking Home Depot and and that will turn you into the man you're going to be. And I remember being like, fuck, I called Frosty. I was like, I need money. And he was like, I don't know what to tell you. I remember Frosty very candidly told me one time, he was like, I listen, I just got to be clear with you. For the exact same amount of work I would do to get you a job featuring, I could do that for Dane Cook and make $1 million. And I was like, that makes sense. And he goes, he's like, so no, just so you know, I'm going to make $70 off your weekend.
Right.
And that's it's not maybe worth my time, but I'll do that and I'll get you work. Frosty worked me fucking up and down the bullet. Like I worked every fucking week. I worked every week. This pandemic is the first break I've had in my entire career. I've never spent more than 2 weeks at home. Right. 2 weeks at home? Are you out of your fucking? Who the fuck spends 2 weeks at home?
Right.
Like this. I'm a comic.
Right.
And by the way, I don't feel alive if I'm not. I texted with Shane Gillis the other day.
Sure.
And I texted him. We were gossiping about something. He goes, by the way, you caught me at the best time. I'm at a flight just got delayed, and I'm at a Fridays in an airport having cold beers. And I got nostalgic. I went,
yeah.
And
That's beautiful.
We both at the exact time. I'll tell you exactly what we said. Fucking Joey Diaz.
Shout out Joey Diaz. Back home, New Jersey.
We both wrote at the exact same time. Is there a better feeling? We both wrote, is there a better feeling at the exact same
beautiful.
time? At the exact same time. As a comic, not every comic gets it. Most comics, some like Nikki Glaser wouldn't get the joy of being delayed and the bar just, there's so many comic drinking airport moments for me. Yeah. You're at the airport and they open the bar at 7:30 in the morning and you're like, my flight, we board at 8. And you're like, oh, fuck. And so you have like one cold beer and you're like, I'll get one on the plane. And then they're like, we've been delayed by 45 minutes. And you're like, now we get to get some bacon. Okay. Fuck.
Dude, it's beautiful. I know, man. Yeah, I drink, but I don't fucking I don't drink like that, but I don't know, man. It's like your school, your guys did that a lot. My class, Shane does, and a lot of comedians do, but it's not, I don't know, man. It's just, you came up in a different comedy world than me. And yours sounds way more fun.
I straddled both too.
Yeah.
So I straddled it. So I got the Stanhopes in my corner, the Rogans, Rogan was always a little more health conscious, but he parties a lot, for a guy that is who he is.
Sure.
But the Stanhopes, that generation was like the Hedbergs, the Attels, the Geraldos.
Yeah.
That were like my heroes because I naturally leaned towards that lifestyle. And then you had guys like Segura who maybe his idea of a great weekend is like some cake after a show.
Yeah, that sounds like I like that.
Steak. He likes to have a nice dinner.
Yeah.
I grew up watching, because I worked at the club from the time I was 12 years old, 13 years old.
Yeah.
I grew up watching you guys come in every single weekend. I started in the parking lot. I went to the door. I worked behind the bar. I did the stories and just seeing you guys. And I never wanted to do it. I never wanted to be you guys.
Really?
I never, ever. No, because everybody slept on my fucking couch in the basement. Everybody slept on the couch. They'd be in between runs and would legitimately, I remember knocks on the door at 3, 4 a.m. My dad would let them in. They go to the basement, sleep on the couch for a day or two, and then just take off and head to the next town. That was.
It was, but there's a book that Sam Talent wrote. Have you read it?
No, I haven't.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's called Running the Light.
Okay.
And it's not, and here's what, when you talk about a nostalgia for it, I go, not every comic's going to get it. A lot of comics don't have that life.
Yeah.
That life of I'm going to rent a car. So we used to piece runs together. When you're broke, you'd be like, all right, I got a one-nighter here. I got another one-nighter here. And then I can do the weekend there. And so you'd kind of piece it together and you'd stay at hotels. maybe you'd take Adderall or something like similar to that to like get some speed to like get through the drive or whatever. I remember doing that, but not everyone's going to get that. Not everyone did that. A lot of you guys got lucky in podcasting in that
Yeah,
you didn't have to do those shit runs.
Yeah, or like, I would just like when you're saying Adderall, I'm like, I would just get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee and do it. But you're like, I would do drugs. I'm like, I would probably get a fucking macchiato.
No, my dad got this prescription to speed.
Oh, great.
There's two Phens and Fen-Phen. Fen-Phen was a drug that they used to prescribe. It was part mood stabilizer or whatever, and then part amphetamine. The second one was the amphetamine. My dad got a prescription of that amphetamine, and he was like, buddy, it helps with weight loss. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
And I took one. Dude, you did not. You'd eat a grape and you'd skin it too.
Wow.
With your fucking teeth. Just, yeah. And so I remember having like a handful of those. When you had to drive to San Francisco, and San Francisco was the run I always did, San Francisco, Sacramento, that run was like, it's a fucking 5.5 hour drive.
Mhm.
But if you did it on speed,
Easy.
Beautiful.
dude.
Yeah. Fun.
It was like fucking jamming out to music. You didn't stop to get fucking a Carl's Jr. $5 burger.
Yeah.
You just and then you got there skinny, and then you get on stage and you would fire at an audience.
Yeah, just
and
crush.
there were shit shows. So you'd be like in an amphitheater. Now I look at it and I go, oh no, I was a shit comic.
Yeah.
But you do an amphitheater and walk out with the American flag, the place go fucking nuts. Oh, it's
God.
fucking greatest.
Now you'd be a terrorist if you came out the American
Yeah.
flag.
I guess because I grew up in that time, I have there's a lot of reverence around whatever you guys did and the guys before that. I love it. I love being on the road, man.
I look at it now like, where are you going? Like I look at you guys going like, what are you doing? Because I this is how I feel. By the way, I'm a little bit buzzed. So if this comes
Beautiful.
up,
I am
if this
too.
comes
I have
off,
to fucking piss so bad.
Go
by
piss.
the way.
I peed.
Go
I
piss.
Go
peed.
piss at a couple.
Yeah,
but like I look at like I'll wait till you come back till I have this like soliloquy of
But I'll just go ahead and tell you, man. I love being on the. I love that shit.
I love it and I miss it. I miss it is a hard way to say it. I'll tell you what I don't miss. I don't miss going to the airport. I don't miss checking my phone the day of or the day before and see if I got upgraded, to be out to dinner with my wife.
I still do that, dude.
And looking and see, did I get fucking upgraded? I didn't get fucking upgraded yet. And then my wife going, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. I'm waiting on an upgrade. Like, and then I remember the point when my wife's like, just get the first class ticket. I'd rather have you here and than looking at your phone or calling American Airlines all night trying to get an upgrade for first class.
Mhm.
I was like, it just makes my life so much easier to fly first class because you're flying every fucking week.
So I'm still at the point because I'm featuring where I have to string like 2-3 weeks together, like you said.
Yeah.
So like I'll usually try and put a week in Atlanta together and then like a Tampa, or I'm about to do Atlanta, Birmingham. Like I pieced
Stardom?
2 weeks. Yeah. Stardom and Bruce. I love him.
Stardom's great.
Bruce is the greatest. human
Stardom's a
being to
great
me.
fucking club. I got to give him a shout out. During this whole pandemic, we did a lot of clubs. We did, well, not a lot, but we did a handful of clubs. That club was done right.
Yeah.
He did it right.
Yeah.
They followed the rules to the point where I said to them, I did not expect you guys to be following the rules. Not him, but the audience members. They had
They're
masks
great.
on and they
great.
were socially distant. I was like, shut the fuck up.
They're great.
This is Alabama.
No, they're
Stardom's great group of people that run that club and a great club.
I love Bruce and his wife. They're so sweet. They take me out to dinner because they know I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, those I don't miss. There's certain things I don't miss, like when you talk about like, fucking
Side
Just-
Splitter's got a new condo, by the way. So I'm very excited about
I've
that.
never done ties. I told Bobby Jewell he was so kind to me in that he'd always throw me an offer that the improv had to match. So I always got paid more money than I deserved, and Bobby Jewell was just jacking up the price. I talked to him. I worked when Bobby Kelly was there. I went up over and hung out, and I think I was there too. Maybe I have done side split. I have done side splitters. But yeah, Bobby Jewell was a solid fucking dude. He still is. But he's not owning the club though.
He doesn't own it. BT and his wife bought the club. The
Really?
guy that used to manage it took
Yeah.
over. It's beautiful. It's run great.
It's killing it,
I was
man.
just
I'm
there.
glad to
They're
see.
crushing.
I'm glad to see Carolwood representing because I
Yeah.
grew up in that side of town. Tampa.
Did you really? Yeah.
Yeah, and so I remember hearing about side splitters. I definitely have worked at side splitters. By the way, I definitely have. When I first guest set I did in Tampa was with Jimmy. I want to say Jimmy Tingle.
Who'd you come up with, by the way?
I came up with. It's kind of a weird group, but like Dimitri and Martin and I started on the same night, and then like Ed Helms.
Would you start in Florida?
No, I started in New York.
You did.
I did one show in Tallahassee, at this place called Potbellies.
Okay.
I did a show in Tallahassee, and then I got offered my own morning show doing on radio in Tallahassee, and I just like, fuck it, I'll move to New York. Moved to New York, did first show, did the Boston Comedy Club with Dimitri Martin, David J. Nash, and this guy Alan, these other two dudes who were cousins. But then Ed Helms started doing that club, and then I started working the door at the Boston.
Did Kenny Rogerson come up with you, or was he before you?
I think he was before me.
Was he before you?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of guys. By the way, I came up in the time where it was like New York, LA, and like no one knew the road, and all of a sudden the road kind of infiltrated.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden everyone knew the road.
Yeah.
And you knew guys like Tommy Johnigan was the first guy to start really like blowing up dudes on the road for me, where you're like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, road guys. There was a period where like Tosh was like a big he knew the road guys, and they were like fucking murderers. And then you do the club so much, you only know these road guys, and you come there and you're like, dude, I remember people being like, oh, I'm a fucking great comic, and I was like, Tommy Johnigan would blow your fucking doors off.
Yeah.
Tommy Johnigan's awesome.
There's two road.
I don't think he does stand up anymore.
No, what does he just write? Like
just writes on sitcoms.
Write shows. Yeah, he would kill in a fucking sweater. I always thought that was awesome.
There's
guys,
no, there's two guys. There's two road guys that still let me feature for them.
Johnigan?
No. Dale Jones and Stuart Huff. Have you heard of either of those guys?
I don't think so.
Murderers.
Southern murderers, right?
Southern murderers.
Right.
Murderers.
Right.
That's the other thing, is that you don't like road chops are different than LA chops. Like, and I don't mean that disrespectfully to them, but like I remember seeing dudes from the road come to LA or New York, and they'd be like, they'd tell roads jokes that clearly were meant for Tampa, and they'd be like, and you were like,
go to the Improv and just hear crickets, and they'd freak out.
And they'd go to the cellar and try that, and like, and you're like, no one talks about our local, but like, you're talking about the New York Yankees right now.
Yeah.
Not the Devil Rays, the Yankees. Like,
yeah.
So I remember watching that just fucking bomb. The thing I was saying earlier was,
the soliloquy.
You guys, like, I feel like I had a moment where I did my own thing. I did my own business model, and I figured out a way that it worked for me.
Right.
But I only did that because I was watching people.
Yeah.
Like I was watching guys like Casey Neistat and this guy, Mr. Ben Brown, this guy, Fun for Louie, and these guys that they were just like YouTube guys. I was watching them, and I just saw what was working, and Rogan doing podcasts, and I was like, okay, so it's time to step up your game. Like let's pivot. Now I look at you guys like Schulz, you, Tim, Giannis, Mark Norman, Joe Litt, like all you guys are killing it, and I go, it's funny, man. I'm certain there are guys my age that are like, fuck those guys, man. Fuck those guys. I look at you guys going like, all right, like I saw you on Logan Paul's podcast.
Oh yeah.
And
the Impulsive show.
I was like, I want to do fucking Logan Paul.
He's great.
I would never have thought that. Like in my head, I was like, I like the show, but it's not. I like the show because of the ball busting that goes on.
Yeah.
I've never seen a comic on it other than Tim Dillon.
Yeah,
but
Tim and Schulz
Tim's
did
an anomaly. I didn't know Schulz had done
Schulz did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you on it, and I was like, dude, they look like fucking fun guys.
Dude, we had a great time with them, and then it's like, Logan Paul is like such a just nice, kind guy, and like the thing is, like a guy like a Logan Paul, he's so big in the.
Did you get a big bump from that?
Yeah, and the career now, and then just like he's just like a guy where he's like, hey, if he's like, hey, why don't you just come over and like do a video with me? It's like that can change your whole career, But Logan Paul doesn't even. You don't even think about that with him. He's just such a nice guy where you're just like, oh, I would do this guy's show again in a heartbeat. Like
I'm taking a look.
I genuinely look like Logan Paul. What are you looking at?
By the way, I'm looking at your bump you got from doing Logan Paul.
Oh, I don't know what exactly it was.
Chris, how do you spell Distefano?
Distefano. Yeah.
Distefano.
But I've been doing Logan Paul's and King and Sting.
You've
and
been crushing it, dude.
So many pods.
Ooh, big bump.
I don't know what. How do you know?
I go on Google Trends.
Really?
Big Google Trends guy. Yeah.
Nice. I don't even know to do
I
that.
don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Big bump
from Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
No, I those Paul kids fascinate me.
I mean, dude, they Logan's fighting fucking Floyd Mayweather.
Wait, whose podcast you go on? Oh,
Logan Paul's.
Wait, who's the one fighting
Jake.
Ben Askren?
Jake Paul. But Logan Paul's allegedly going to fight.
The face off, by the way.
No.
You didn't see Ben Askren palm his face.
No, I did
and
not.
then Jake just gave him a slap on the side.
Who's going to win the fight?
Askren's going to fuck.
You think?
Watch the clip and tell me different.
Ben Askren is, I don't know. Look, here's the weird thing is that I don't really care about boxing per se.
Right.
Like I like watching boxing.
Yeah.
I like MMA probably more, but I like watching boxing. But what the business I'm in is promotion.
Yeah.
Because that's, I guess, I'll tickets.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this fucking kid, Jake
They're
Paul,
so great.
going, hey man.
The kid can promote.
By the way, let's be real.
Kid moves.
Moves tickets.
I actually thought to myself, because there's times I don't know when this is airing, but I'm spending like $15,000 buying Tom a jet ski for his birthday
Sure.
Aw.
because fuck it. Because he bought me a birthday present and we are buying better birthday presents and you got to spend more than the next
so
guy.
nice.
And so I went, he's moving to Austin. He's getting a lake house. By the way, bleep out the price tag on that. But
When is he moving to Austin?
he's moving to Austin in May. So I'm buying him a fucking
congrats.
brand new jet ski
That's so
for him and
nice.
his boys to ride on. So
Yeah.
when he gets there, he gets to go take his boys out on the lake. So we're not going to buy a boat right away. You know, they're
Right.
fucking expensive.
Right.
But he'll have something there for him and his family. I just, here's the deal. Leanne's fucking livid. What, you would never spend $15,000 on me. Why would you spend that on Tom? And I went, this is the business we're in.
Yeah.
As I go, honey, I'm going to spend that, right? Tom's going to get on that jet ski. For the next 5 years, if he ever does a video on that jet ski, all anyone's going to think of when they say that jet ski is me. This is business.
Yeah.
This is business.
Yeah, I'm buying myself the jet ski.
I'm buying. Yeah, this has
gonna
got to
pay
be
for itself.
an emotional write-off. This is a fucking write-off in the business we're in. You look at that kid, Jake Paul, and you go, that kid, I almost wonder if his fucking silly brain didn't lay in bed and going, what can I do? I'm done making prank videos. What can I do? Because I still want to make content that is interesting to me. And he's like, I'd always like to be a boxer. And then he goes, fuck it. Like I ran the LA Marathon and no training at all, party the night before in a Jake Paul kind of way where I was like, fuck it. It'll be good for my business.
Yeah.
And I was like,
trains. He
what?
works.
Dude,
he works his ass off.
by the way,
I
he's
do
not
know
a bad
that.
fucking boxer at all.
No.
He's not a bad boxer.
No, he's a good boxer. So is Logan Paul. I watched Logan Paul hit the bag. I was like,
never could
holy
understand. Logan
smokes.
Paul also boxes.
Yeah. He could fight. He sold out the Staples Center. He fought.
KS1?
Yes.
He lost.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's the one.
Did
Yeah.
he lose that fight?
No, I think he won.
Dude, it
I don't
doesn't
know.
matter.
It
By
doesn't
the way,
matter. No one,
lose-
who
win or
cares?
knows?
Yeah, he fucking sold out the Staples
It's
Center.
actually got to be honest with you. It's win-win for this kid because you look at it and you go, okay, for Conor McGregor, who's in the same business of promotion,
Mhm.
it's win-lose.
Right.
If he loses, then all of a sudden his brand goes down. Jake Paul, his brand just goes up.
Right.
I
No
go,
matter what.
I'm in my head, I'm like, what's next?
Right.
Like, why not go to professional wrestling?
Yeah. What
like
the hell?
you're already doing it better than anyone in the game.
Dude, if
Right.
Logan Paul has a legitimate chance, if he wanted to, he could potentially be voted in as president. Like that's a legitimate chance of these things happening.
Can we not push that?
I'm just saying it's a legitimate chance.
Why not? That's what the business is. How many eyeballs can I get on myself?
Is that the whoop, by the way?
Yeah.
I got it and then I fucking lost it.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
I genuinely think my daughter flushed it down the toilet the first day I had it. Because I was just like, where is this thing? But I gotta get one.
Oh, they're fucking amazing. Yeah, I saw that interview and I was really fascinated at I really enjoy I like the kid Logan Paul. He's great.
Yeah.
But the kids he has with him are funny as fuck.
Yeah, they're
too.
good kids too. George.
And it's like it's the same thing as
Mike.
what we're doing here. Another little
Yeah, I'm here. When is this going to happen again?
Yeah.
I'm going to.
I know, and I gotta fucking go soon.
Thank you.
Where do you gotta go?
My family's waiting for me to have dinner.
what time?
I don't know. When I was in the bathroom doing a pee-pee, she was like, "Hey, you told me you're coming home soon, so dinner's almost ready."
All right, we'll wrap this up. Leanne
Oh.
just texted me. She's like, "Before you leave, I need to talk to you." I was like, "Oh,
What happened?
I have no idea."
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I see. I'll tell you what. I took all notifications off my phone.
Really?
Yeah, all notifications off my phone. So I don't get. So if I want to see what texts I get, I can look at them.
Right.
But I don't get alerted for texts or emails.
There's texts you may never check them.
I have probably. I'm sure you can read how many unread texts you have. Oh, you can't anymore.
It's got to be less stressful. I'm sure.
Well, what was happening was I was caring about if I texted someone, did they text back? And I was looking, and it took took all that fucking off. Like I didn't have to worry.
Well,
about
I didn't realize too, and I'm starting to realize it, and I still am a victim of it. I mean, we're all imperfect, whatever. I'm always trying, but like, how much even just reading like a negative text or a negative tweet, even if I'm like, it gets into your mind and your body, and it starts to pick at you. Where if you just look at the positive shit, it's like sometimes I'm on the fence about like being informed. I'm like, okay, I got to be informed about the shit in my neighborhood, but like, why do I have to know what's happening in fucking Australia? Like, do I need to know that, dude? Like it used to be you just knew what was happening in your village. It's like, I know what's going on in my village. Why do I have to now lose sleep over shit that's going on in Cambodia? I mean, shout out to Cambodians, good people, but it's like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what? I live in fucking Brooklyn, New York. I woke up today. Everything was good. But you go on social media, it's like, now I'm sad because of this happening 10,000 miles away that will never impact my life. So I'm on the fence about being informed.
So then I'll pose this argument.
I know your daughter probably hates what I just said. No.
I said to Leanne today, I go, who the fuck did they find to be on a jury for the George Floyd trial?
Right.
Like what person? I don't know if I trust a person who hasn't heard of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone was like, wait, what, there was big riots?
Yeah.
Wait, shut up. Wait, COVID, I got to wear a mask?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I literally was like,
oh, God, sorry.
Just answer it.
No, I don't know. But why is it ringing? I have it on no ring. I have the thing down. No.
Clearly perjury.
It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, first of all, I can't imagine if you're a person of color that you have not. Let me just rephrase that. If you're a black person and you haven't heard of George Floyd, you might want to update your fucking cellular plan.
Yeah.
Like what
to see what's going on. No, dude. Well, that's why
my sister real quick goes, Mormons. It's a jury full of Mormons and Quakers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's heard of it and something like that. But that's where the thing is, where it's like something like that, like jury of the peers. It's like, yeah, the jury pool has to be tainted. It's like I don't know what other thing there is to do. Like in a thing like that, do you not have a jury of your peers? Do you just have a judge do it? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
And then how much does, I feel like I've got all the information I need to make a decision about that.
Sure.
Like I saw the video.
You've seen the video.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like what other argument are you going to do than just going, hey, just watch this. What do you think happened? Like,
yeah. That's probably what the prosecution will. I mean, that's probably a strong thing where it's like, look at the video.
I mean, it's fucking insane when you go but when you go, I don't know if I should be informed. Like I start reading things and I go, maybe I shouldn't know about this. Like I saw this thing on QAnon. I didn't know what QAnon is. I'd heard of QAnon, but I didn't know what it was. Right. And then there's this thing on
HBO.
On HBO, yeah. And I start watching it going, yeah, what the fuck is QAnon? Like I knew who Anonymous was. Like Anonymous was a fan of Rogan. And so Anonymous, one time, this is what I feel bad because I'm friends with this guy, but from what I understand, and this is all fucking third party, this guy fucked with Redman and Rogan. He's a good guy, but he made up some stories, and Anonymous hacked into his email and stole his email and stole his Twitter and stole everything, and then posted, hey, you've been stolen and you'll get it all back as soon as you apologize. You have to make a public apology because you lied. And I remember hearing this and I was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, that's a person. They're like, well, it's a collective of people, but they're fans. And I was like, those are the people you want on your side, right? Yeah. So I knew who Anonymous was.
Yeah.
And then Anonymous was always like, call out the fucking evil shipdicks.
Right.
And then I didn't know what QAnon was. I'd heard of, but I didn't know what Q was or anything. So I start watching this thing. And then I go, maybe it's good I had never heard of them. Because I'm certain there'd be parts of my brain that'd be like, that makes sense. You know? Because I'm not the brightest guy in the fucking world. So maybe if you realize, maybe you should take a test where you take an IQ test and then you go to check out information and the internet goes, I'm so sorry, you registered under this intelligence level. You're not allowed to look at this information.
I wish that were the case.
Like they're like, you don't need to know anything about.
I wish that were the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know a lot about QAnon either. It sounds interesting, you know?
It sounds fascinating.
That's the thing. It's some of the things I'm like, I'd rather listen to them, whatever it's the truth or not. But I mean, if you can prove to me that certain senators are actual lizards, I want to hang out with you guys.
Talk about the best writers, period.
QAnon.
Oh my God. You know what? I'll join. I'll join. And
By
I'll
the way,
join.
I'm so fascinated by this that I go, like, I feel like I dodged a bullet because I
Right.
go, I could have been storming the Capitol because I would have,
Right.
I would have listened to Q. And then you see in this documentary, did you watch this documentary? They show one of the guys that's a big QAnon fan,
Mhm.
and he's from like fucking Rhode Island. He's balding in the worst way possible.
Ugh.
Like he's got all his hair, but he's got a bald spot in the center,
Ugh.
and he's at this bar called Duffy's, and he's like, dude, Q's up. Q posted today. He called out the George Kavanaugh fucking trial. And you're like, oh my God, man. You are the guy that they should go, oh, you're not allowed this information. You're not that intelligent.
Here's the good news. But as far as comedy goes, QAnon members will laugh at your jokes, though. QAnon, at least they're not going to cancel you for a wrong joke.
Yeah.
At least they'll laugh.
I'd rather have a fucking audience full of QAnon
Me
members than fucking Antifa.
Not even close, dude. I'd much rather perform for QAnon
I would
than Antifa.
much rather a QAnon tour.
Dude, I'd rather perform for the fucking 1943 Nazis than Antifa. I'd rather perform for Hitler himself than fucking Antifa.
Hitler would have loved you.
No, I think he would. The thing is, I think from the front, maybe like, oh, this is a prototype, this is an Ubermensch. But then when
Hitler would have loved Schulz.
when
That's
he
the
sees
truth.
my ass, yeah. When he
If
sees
he
my
saw
ass and
Schulz,
nipples,
he'd be like, "This kid's got it."
yeah. Once Hitler saw me putting on my psoriasis cream, he'd be like, no. He gets shot.
Hitler would have been like, "Is he a Jew or not? I don't know. The name
Yeah.
is tricky."
He looks like German, but he thinks and acts like Jew.
Not a big fan of the one he does with the Charlemagne guy, but I like and the flagrant too. The other guy, the spreader guy, I don't like him. But the Schultz guy, man, he's got the title on. The whole bit about fat chicks as models. Come on, man.
Yeah, best Hitler accent of all time. That was fucking Hitler. Who the hell was that? Hitler when he was in Argentina?
I don't know why the guy moves to Miami, but I mean, I see him boxing, boxing. Fucking. It is so difficult for me to watch Schultz in Miami. It is so difficult.
Why?
Because I lived in Florida and I know
yeah.
Florida and that's my home.
Yeah.
So it's like watching someone fuck your chick,
Yeah.
but not do it properly.
right.
Because he's not like Florida. So like there's certain things he does that are like vacation or Florida.
Right.
Where I go,
Don't
I
do
go,
that.
stop. But I enjoy it. Like me and a bunch of Florida comics will text and be like, "Hey, Schultz chartered another boat," and we fucking cackle because, because you never charter.
It's like a New Yorker going to Times Square or something like that.
It's like it's like a New Yorker. Like, yeah, probably that's exactly what it's like.
He's coming back though. He's going back to New York, I believe.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah.
I think. By the way, that little shakeup of him going to Miami made things interesting.
Hell
it's the same
yeah.
thing we talk about Logan Paul.
Hell yeah.
We go or Jake Paul. You go. That's for the business. Move down to Miami. If you break even for the whole fucking time you're down there, you're still way ahead.
That's why, not the same thing at all in Miami. But when I took this True TV show, I was like, you know what? It's 3 months. It's in Los Angeles. I'll get a scene change. I bring my family with me. I get to do the guys' podcast that I haven't done in a while and, all that stuff. And then just do it from a new place and just like you said, shake it up. Why not? Because after a while, especially with quarantine, it's like things start to get and feel repetitive. So sometimes you got to just do it, dude. Are you going to do your podcast from Serbia?
No.
Just going to not do it for 3 months?
So
or
we
you banking all the shit?
banked a bunch of shit, and then
So you've banked like what? Wow.
I banked a bunch, and these are the good ones. With the ones indoors, are
Some
fucking-
outdoor ones were wild.
Some of the outdoor ones, I was getting sunburnt.
Got it.
Yeah, I was like, we were gonna do an out one today, but I was getting.
When do you
burned.
leave? How many days?
Next week?
Wow. So how many more are you going to bank?
6 more.
Shit.
6 more.
Congratulations, by the way, man. That's
Thank
super
you.
cool. Man.
Next
Thank
year.
you
Why do
very
you keep
much.
lowering your voice and trying to sound sexy?
this-
Don,
I
you
am-
fucking
I am-
scumbag.
I am-
Listen.
No,
you're a nasally fuck.
I am wine drunk right
Dude,
now,
you're
sitting over here on the
talking
couch.
like,
Top it off. And
Yes.
we'll get Chrissy out of here.
Yeah, I got to go have fucking whatever she's cooking. Chicken parm with adobo. Some Puerto Rican cuisine.
She's great.
She
by
is
the
great.
way.
I
like
fucking
hanging out
me
with
and
her.
my girl, we broke up. Like we were co-parenting.
Yeah. Wait.
we were
I remember that.
we were co-parenting, 2 years ago, and then we had our daughter, and then quarantine happened, and she was actually dating somebody else. They broke up, and then we were quarantining, whatever, and like obviously in the beginning in March and April, nobody knew. We're like, we need to be together. I don't know if germs, our children, and then like as time started to go on in quarantine, like you start to like learn about each other and like we couldn't go, like the pandemic forced us to be in the same room with each other. There was nowhere to run. There was no comedy club to run to. You had to stay. And we just started to figure out how to live with each other's nuisances about each other. Like we used to, when years ago we would run. Now we're like, there's nowhere to run. You have to stay here and figure this out. And that's what we would do. And then little by little, it was like starting to get closer and closer and closer. And then Don specifically told me in September when I was here doing the pilot for the show, you said to me, take it slow with her and embrace the relationship with her. And because when we first got together 5 years ago, she had the baby immediately. We were in Tampa,
2
and
weeks.
then baby 2 weeks, she's pregnant. And then Don says, don't make that mistake again. Don't do that again. He said, learn, like fall in love with her all over again and have a relationship and then have a child. That was September 28th. October 15th, I text him, she's pregnant again.
Yeah,
just immediately pregnant again.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as I got home, I literally listened to him in LA, got off the flight in JFK, went home, immediately had sex with her and did not pull out. Just immediately said, Don, fuck you. And then now we're having another kid. The baby's due July 4th. If it's born on July 4th, the only two name options are Donald or QAnon. That's what we're gonna name.
Donald or QAnon?
Yeah, I'm going to name my kid Q.
Oh, 4th of July is going to be a fucking party.
Could you imagine your birthday was the 4th of fucking July? Dude, that would be epic.
That would be fucking epic.
Epic. Yeah, dude, I hope so, man. Yeah, we'll see. It's definitely going to be a girl again. My sperm's gay. You only do girls too, right?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You
That's
just
okay.
spit all over his new place. I love it.
Wine spit takes are tough ones.
It'd be great if like Bert's so drunk right now, this isn't even his house. Like he's just doing it at some other
I go,
construction
guys,
lot.
clean up the pictures. Grab the pictures. We gotta go. We gotta
You're like,
go.
dude, I'm
so
fucking
sorry.
wasted. What was the address?
No, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
so sorry.
Well, listen, let's get you out of here. We'll murder
Thank you,
these
baby.
wines. We'll murder these wines.
Let's do it.
We'll end strong. Here.
Love it, dude.
Tap it.
Yeah, I got an empty like a fucking loser.
That's okay. You're
Yeah.
driving.
Put some liquid death in it.
Yeah, put some liquid death in it.
Yeah, at least we get some of it. Yeah.
Hey, you're killing it right now. You
I appreciate
really
it, brother.
are. You
Thank you for
are.
having me on.
You really are killing it.
Thank you.
I enjoy watching you succeed.
Thank you, man.
I'm a fan.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. I love you. I love you, Bert.
All right.
I wish you're fucking inspiration to us all, truthfully.
I just realized I didn't need to kill that. I'm staying here.
There you go.
I was like, I could have just slow drank it.
No, dude, who cares, man? It's already down the hatch.
Awesome.